Hello, friends. Hello and happy Sunday. How are we? How are we? Oh yeah, I saw Doc going to high school before we started. Yep. I had his stream open. I'm at the ready just for, whenever things happen, just in case. But hello, friends. Manifesting blood moons? We'll see, man. I don't know. FlashForce. Hey, that's me. What's up, friends? How we doing? Welcome in. First timers, welcome. How are you? How art thou? Catching live for the first time, normally just watching replays on YouTube. Well, welcome to the stream. Aaron, good to have you. Heater, thank you for the 19 months, by the way. Amy, thank you for the 3 months. Oh my God. Thank you, friend. Oh, here for the shenanigans. Oh, there will be shenan. There will be gans. It will be had by many, by all. Let's see. Randy, thank you for the 4 months, man. Did the wifey and kiddo? Yes. So they did. They did for the most part. Yes. I believe my eldest said it was okay. He said it was fine. He wasn't like a huge fan, but he was like, it's fine. I've heard other people critique that movie as stating that it's like the most useless live action they've made. Most useless as in like there was nothing added. It's literally like almost like a shot for shot. From what I'm told. I don't know. I will see it, but I don't need to see it in the theater. I can just wait till it comes out. Your stream time. Oh, the title? It felt appropriate. We were playing with Doc today. People tried to tell him that's my title. He didn't believe it. He didn't believe it. Doc is watching you. Oh, crap. Hey, Weirdy. Good to have you. Mass Don, thank you for the biddies. Trisha, thank you for the 11 months. Pokeless, thank you for the 29. Whiplash, thank you for the 14. Truthful, thank you for the gifted to George. We'll see. Listen, I don't know. Maybe there's a new curse or something. I've gotten many a blood moon now solo without our beloved Doc. So we'll see what happens. Why would Doc think his friend would wish ill upon him? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I love Moana, but to be real with you, it was almost shot. Wait. And the things that they did add, they didn't need to add. Interesting. Yeah. Hey, Mark. Good to see you, friend. Interesting. Well, I'll have to give it a gander myself. Haven't got Bloodman for a good while. Spicy Chipmunk, I feel like for me, it's like I don't get it for a long time and then I just get it nonstop. And then it's a good spell of like 6 months where I never see it again. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Thank you guys for the biddies. Joe, man in the wide brim hat, relentless. Thank you guys for the biddies. Are you happy about the update coming to Faz by the end of the month? Yes, I'm just not happy that it's not here yet. Yeah, I'm excited for it, man. We're a little over a week away. I'm excited. I can't wait for it to be here. It can't get here fast enough. So I think many people share that same sentiment. Probably. J Mox, thank you for the 5 months. I've got nothing but raining maps. I feel like that happens to me often. There are streams I have are just like days of playing Faz where it's nonstop raining. The past few times I've played, I haven't felt like I've gotten it that much. Or maybe I have and I'm just not paying attention. Yeah. Charcuterie Crab, welcome in. Hello. The next update, just the quality of life update. It's quality of life, and also we're getting the reworked Willow Street on that same exact day. So it's not just quality of life. Yeah. Don, thank you for the biddies. Thank you. After only 4 years of fertility issues and surgeries, procedures, and meds removal, I found this week that I'm... You're pregnant? North Shore. Congrats. And my first... Oh, I've been a huge comfort. Oh, North, let's go, dude. That is fucking awesome. Congrats. Man, like, whatever you're comfortable with sharing with us, like, over as time goes on, just like, hey, we did this, or hey, we did... If you, like, please feel free to share. Yeah. Oh, North, that's so cool. Congratulations. Seriously, that's so awesome. I've known many a woman in my life, or I've known many people in my life that have gone through many different things. Obviously, I can only share from my perspective of being somebody from the outside, but like I've witnessed what they've gone through. And You know, some good, some bad. It's tough to say, but it's awesome to see when things like that happen. Yeah. Ay caramba. That's so cool. You're not going live on the tube? I am. I just am not live there yet. Yeah. I typically, so rule of thumb, I typically don't start the YouTube stream till we're about to start gaming. So the reason I do that is because the music does not save over inside of the stream on the VOD side. So I typically don't start over there until I'm about to start gaming. 1.0 is going to be the best as they're bringing many like restricted. Oh, yeah. Well, that's before 1.0. Oh, we're getting the restricted versions of those maps before 1.0. Oh, yeah. We're probably, if I were to guess, we're probably not getting them this month. We'll probably get the restricted versions like next month, if I'm guessing. So we'll see. Playing with my fiance, watch all the time, definitely help us. So thank you, Jackie. That's awesome. Well, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. I know it's been a little rough lately, but I know a lot of people have been like taking it upon themselves to take breaks from the game because they're like, listen, it's a little broken for me. So I'll wait until some stuff gets fixed and I'll come back and check it out, which I think is very fair. Oh, what's up, Lizzie? Welcome back. How are you? Mama Bear, good to see you. All right. Let's get Phasmers open. Let's get it open and we'll just be at the ready. Depending on how long Mr. Doc is going to be, I could do a quick run. Could do a quickie. Or I can wait. He's probably going to have to host though. He's probably going to have to be the host of our lobby. Yeah. He's at high school. I could probably do a no evidence, no sanity real quick. And then someone just let me know. Yeah, I never listen. Also, I never want to rush him. On days that we play together, he can take his time as much as he needs, and then I'll just be ready when he needs me. That's the way that I go about it. Thank y'all for the hype train. Appreciate you, friends. Death Sounds, hello. Me and my daughter are watching you right now. She's such a big fan. You finally let her watch Twitch. Thanks for entertaining my daughter, getting excited for horror games. Oh, that's awesome. I feel like I could probably, my eldest, I feel like he would get into some horror games. I don't think the others would care. They don't strike me as horror fans very much, but I think my eldest child might be into it. Crazy D, thank you for the gifted. Thank you, man. Flash is broke. Yeah, I'm level 19. We're not that high of a level right now. I decided to prestige. If anybody wasn't here last time, yeah, we figured why not. I got another blood moon at Tanglewood. Oh, let's go. Nyx has taken our blood moons away. How dare you? What do you think would be a good first horror game for the kiddo? You know, it's funny. One of his friends, I remember he had friends come over for a sleepover one time. There was like, I don't know, like 7 of them, maybe 8 of them. I don't know, something like that. But one of them was playing Granny on their phone. I feel like Granny would be a good introduction to horror games. I've never even played Granny, but I've watched my friends play it. I will play it at some point. At some point, I will play it. Just because I never have. Granny's nice. At some point, I'm going to get Baron to dress up as Granny with me, dressing up as Granny to play Granny. Granny is playing Granny is going to be the goal there. Eddie, thank you for the biddies. Grumpy, thank you for the 14 months. Thank you so much. J-Mox, thank you again for the 5-month prime. Thank you so much. You played FNAF for your first game? Oh, damn. That was probably stressful. My 8-year-old did some horror mods on Minecraft, and that was a good introduction. See, that's a good idea. Somebody put it in a suggestion channel in Discord about doing some horror stuff, like horror mods for Minecraft. It's like, that could be kind of cool. Do the clothes that you purchase go away after you prestige? No. Just your in-game items, like the equipment and your money, that goes away. So if you're looking to prestige, but you have items that you haven't unlocked yet, I would go ahead and use your money if you're going to prestige, because it's going to go away. For sure. What did I miss since the new Phas update? Since which one? I haven't played in a month, but playing it tonight finally. If you haven't played the player character update yet, it might be a little bit rough. Flash the Granny and Baron the Granny are the best Granny duo of all the Granny duos. I'll take that. I'll take that for sure. Stacy, thank you for the 5 subs. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate you. Ay, caramba. All right, groovy. My first horror game was Labyrinth. Oh, Labyrinth? Oh my. I'll never do that again. Yeah, Labyrinthine or whatever it's called. That was a good one. That was also a good one. I think technically, if we're going off of technicalities here, I think my first ever, oh, I gotta fix this. My first ever horror game was probably Resident Evil 2. Probably. But I wasn't even like deep into horror games at that point. It was just a game. It was just a game that we got alongside the other games because we heard it was cool. So, yeah. Are you late? No, I've been live for roughly 15 minutes. Negative. ABD, welcome in. How are you? My first horror game was a VR game. F that. That's craziness, Courtney. F that. How to do full brightness in AMD. I don't know what if you're asking me how to do filters for AMD for like to put over top the game, I don't do that. Yeah, I'm not the one to ask. Oh, the House of the Dead arcade game. Oh, I remember that. That was so good. It was 2-player. It was 2-player. It was so good. Like I played that, Time Crisis, Silent Scope. What were some other arcade games that would just like beat the death? OG Doom. Oh, that's good stuff too. Like Quake and stuff. Love the Phasvids. First time watching you live on Twitch. Gamer girl, welcome over. How are you? All right. I tell you what we're going to do. While we're waiting on Mr. Dockerton, we're going to do 1 or 2 of these while we wait. So I do a no sanity, no evidence difficulty where it's a 10.12 multiplier for quick monies if I want it. So like, which is what I'm about to do right now. Love zombie games. Me too. I was really hopeful for, oh, there was a really good one where you could build bases and do all that stuff. I think it was it was first person, right? State of Decay. Was it State of Decay? I was really hopeful for a awesome State of Decay multiplayer, and I think that's coming in the next one. I think. First horror game was Bendy and the Ink Machine. That was a good one. I like that a lot. That was a lot of fun. 7 Days to Die. No. I think I was thinking of State of Decay. State of Decay 3 is supposed to have multiplayer. Have a chance to watch the stream. You definitely got me hooked on Phas. Let's go, Toxic. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Let's do the things. Coming next year. Man, I'm ready for it. A multiplayer, awesome quality zombie game that maybe even will have its own servers. Like maybe you could host your own server with friends and stuff. That's what I want. Build your own bases. I don't know if it'll let you build your own base. Like the other one, you didn't build your own base. You just basically took one over. When's Doc joining? Whenever Doc is available. Yeah, he's in a game. No, he hasn't joined already because he's in a game. So we're burning time. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. If you guys haven't put that on your wish lists, I would. I would for sure. Bish, thank you for the prime. Heads up, by the way. If I don't stream tonight, which I don't think I will. I don't think so. Let's just say that I did. There's a possibility. It's either today or tomorrow that we're probably going to do Funnel Runners. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. All right, let's get Smudge, Crucifix, Daniel Carey, Escape, Witness, and Video. I don't care about that, so we're going to grab another Smudge. Yeah, let's grab another Smudge. Nicholas, my day is going well, friend. How is yours? Norm! Better Cruz, thank you for the 8 months. Run. Dead. Oh shit, he spawned right in front of me. So on this multiplier, my yeah, sure. My grace period is almost, it's like a second. It's literally like 1 second. Dang. I got destroyed. All right, let's go back. I heard it, but I thought it was to my right, not to my left. That's not how you make money. I mean, but is it though? Is it though? That was instant. All right. Man, tier 1 crucifix really sucks. Motion sensor, yeah. Didn't you have a crucifix in your hand? Yes, but the range on this crucifix is awful. Not good. Not great. Not good. Let's try this again. One more time. Ay, caramba. First horror game was condemned. As a little kid, I was terrified and never walked to a dark room for like 3 months. You know, when I was a kid, there was some video I remember seeing. Like, I shouldn't have been watching these shows. It was not from a movie. It had to have been from some TV show or from some, like, I don't know what it was. But I remember seeing a clip that was made to look real. And what happens is it looks like shaky handheld footage. And all of a sudden you see this bright light and they're like, what the hell's going on outside of the house? So they go outside, they see this big bright light in the sky, and then they start hearing these noises and they hear something go into their house. So they go into the house with like a handy cam and they're looking around, and they don't see anything. So the dude goes into a bedroom and he's like, dude, there's nothing here. And he turns around and the door shuts and you see the alien or whatever behind the door, like grab the door and shut it, and then it charges at him. I can't tell you as a child how many doors I checked behind before walking completely into a room. That messed me up for such a long time as a child. And it's like I saw clips on TikTok of people doing the whole thing in the shower where like they're brushing their teeth and they look at the shower curtain and they like punch it as hard as they can. It's that feeling. Yeah. Miss anything? No, you're good. Except for my death. Look at the range. It's not great. Not wonderful. Good practice check behind doors. It messed me up. You hate horror movies in general? Dang. Can't say I share that sentiment. I love horror movies. Are you here? Let's go this way. He's bribing the ghost with cookies. I have not watched Obsession yet. No, not yet. No. Luke, thank you for the follow. All right, so she speeds up with line of sight. Oh, Jesus. For sure. Unlikely a yokai. Based off of that. No shapeshifts are happening. Interesting. Oh, he's done. We're gonna guess and go. Doc's ready. How do you make the ghost hunt? Either with a cursed possession or if you're trying to make it hunt, you just do a low sanity run. Yeah, thank you, Lucky. Yeah, I just saw it too. All right, what is it? What ghost? Hi, Mr. 420. How are you? It was very normal. From what it seemed like. It seemed very normal. Oh, hi, Halogen. Thinking Goryo. Goryo's a maybe. Goryo, maybe. Shade, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, speeds up on line of sight. Let's do shade. Let's pick shade, because if it is a shade, then I'm not going to be happy. But if I'm wrong that it was a shade, that's fine. I like it. Pizza, welcome in. This Sunday is going well, friend. How are you? Oh, Ure. Somebody did guess Ure. Yeah. I'm okay with that. F this ghost. I hate this stupid thing. Ure suck. Gross. Yuck. Gross. Ew. Yuck. Called it. Yeah. There was 0 that gave it away that it was a URA, by the way. For anybody wondering. Is he joinable? Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I fixed it. Fixed it. I didn't. Oh, God. I didn't fix my, my push to talk. It's fixed now, though. I fixed it. I fixed it.
Hey, guy. How we doing? Okay.
Hi, Doc.
That was your head. Your head did this like really slow.
Oh, I'm going to disable my equipment. I'm a very low level, sir.
Well, don't worry, Flash. I will squire you about the game and everything will be fine.
Yes. We're gonna die. We're gonna die.
Probably.
Okay.
Very likely. Okay.
He's the host.
Here's the thing. I don't have a lot of money. I have $8,999. I'm not suggesting that we that you know, we just do low level runs or anything like that. I'm just warning you that there's a strong possibility we won't have all this stuff for long. So we got to make them count. Okay. In other words,
do you want to go in there with
you got to make sure I survive.
Do you want to do less equipment so there's less money lost in case bad things happen?
What about that? I normally go in with less by default. So if you mean like less.
Oh, touche, sir. Touche. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we just got to make sure you live.
Does this look good? Do you need anything added? No. I can add something for you.
No, this is fine. We have we've got our incenses and all the stuff. Yeah, it looks good to me.
Perfect. So are we just gonna straight up run this, or do you have something in mind? You got.
I'm okay.
What are you cooking up in that flash brain?
What does that mean? I'm okay with running this, and then if we get inspired to do something different, we'll do something different.
All right. And if there's one thing we're known for, it's inspiration.
Well, I mean,
okay.
I would say that we are. Yeah. When's the next drop? No idea.
All right. How about
this?
I just did a high school run.
You pick
a map. It was
an
Obambo.
And then I'll pick a map. And then you pick a map.
All right.
And then I'll pick a map.
Okay. You know what? Sometimes on certain days, I just get a hankering in the morning. I wake up, I get my cup of coffee, and I'm like, man, are you booking me? I can hear your book. Are you booking me right now? I heard it. I didn't see it, but I heard it. We're going to Nels.
Okay. All right. I heard it. No, I was just checking my journal. I was seeing what ghost it was.
Not
Hi,
today,
Millsy.
FlashForce. Not today. Hey, Flash.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me a story about a thing that you did?
You know what I mean?
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object. Investigate it, but be careful. We don't know what it's capable of.
Thank you, inferior radio voice. Case 1023, Anthony Shipman. Sail into this hunt with all of your sails. The technical spreads with a motion sensor. Have a detective.
Am I hunting with Porky Pig? What the hell's going on?
The detective paranormal sound with a parabolic microphone and have a member of your team witness a ghost event.
Done and done. Let's go. Ready?
All right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Hope you have an amazing Phasmo stream today. Thank you, Aiden. You sent Discord Noti. I did, because I half the time I remember and half the time I don't, and it's like ready to go and I forget to send it. And then Mare's like, hey, you didn't do it. I'm just here to follow the path to Dusty's trail. You know what I'm saying? One cruci, this will be spicy? Yeah. Oh, 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 oh.
Flash, you okay?
Wah, wah. It's either, hold on, let's check temps. It's here somewhere. 11 degrees. 13. Ooh, it might be out here.
I don't know. It's kind of toasty out here. It's like 10.3 degrees.
It is not that cold, but it's definitely warmer here, and it threw something here. Hey, monkey.
That is true. Hey, Ghosty, get together.
Oh my god. They don't like when you say that.
Oh, now it's 8 degrees.
Ah, see, I told you. You know what they're waiting for?
What are they waiting for? Oh, is it Dusty's Trail? Yeah. Okay.
Dusty's
Oh, Dusty's Trail.
Dusty's Trail.
I'll tell you. You know what a good show is? We just started watching. The new Little House on the Prairie.
New Little House on the
There's
Prairie.
There's a newer one. Really good.
Why
Good
do you
stuff,
sound
great
quiet
things.
to me?
Did I start over there? No, I'm about to though.
Well, it sounds amazing. I prefer
turn
like
me up.
Breaking Bad or.
Okay.
Turn me up. Bring the noise. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna step outside while I do that.
He said, "Bring the noise." Jukebox starts playing. That was the ghost, by the way,
that
not
was
me.
you!
No, that was the ghost.
I totally thought you did that. Oh
No.
my God.
Oh man, bring the noise. My wife loves the little dude. It's really good. It's really well. It's filmed really well. Cinematically, it's nice. What's up, FNAF? Oh, we're doing some Nightmare with Mr. Doc to start. We might change things up. It's hard to say. I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely gonna bring a smudge though, because I don't want to die. And we're gonna bring a Dootskis, and we're gonna bring a Spam back. All right, I'm bringing in Dot's Spirit Box.
Okay, it's gonna be fine. You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're the
Thank you.
best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nothing gonna ever keep you down to the bed. Alright.
Thanks.
Nothing gonna ever keep you down.
Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Doc, we have Spirit Box. Doc. Doc. Doc.
When you're the one that's standing there, all you'll be the barrel. Flash is the best around. Nothing gonna ever keep him down. Over.
Doc.
Okay.
We have a Spirit Box.
Oh. Okay. Perfect.
Yep. No, bro. No, I got you.
How long were you standing there?
Just long enough.
Long enough, Mikey. No.
Wonderful timing. Wonderful timing. All right. I'm going to turn on lights in the other side. Hold on. Let's throw that down there. Grab this just in case shit goes awry. Actually, we'll turn all those on because these lights are different from this area. So you can have these lights on. I can smell you. And it doesn't affect this over here. I'm going to put some salts down. Okay. Oh, you already have a book over here?
With all that. It's been chucked. There was book chuckery. I
Oh.
thought I saw book chuckery.
Oh,
Or
okay.
chuck book. I don't know. Did you see book chuck?
No, I just saw the book was placed over here.
Oh. There's a book in the doorway. I guess you chucked that book there.
Hey, what's up, Money? How are you? Thank you, Mr. 420.
What is our cursed object?
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to actually see.
All right, I'm gonna go look around a little bit.
Okay, give it a gander.
You know what? Hey, I say.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, it's like an anime.
All right. Dio
Dragon Ball
Phantom
Z, the
Yokai.
final fight's about to begin. A yokai?
Dio Phantom Yokai. What if I get a Dio response?
I thought you said it was a yokai. I'm like,
no. I don't know. Hold on. Let me do the thing.
Holding. What thing?
This thing.
Okay.
Where are you?
Far from
Are you here?
taken away.
Wait, can I mute it? Hold on. There we go. Where are you?
No, I'm in here by myself.
Are you here?
A closing
Where are you?
slips away.
Are you here?
Found far from their home.
Are you old? Are you angry?
I've heard.
Where are you?
Found far from their home.
Are you here? Damn it.
Far from
Where are you?
Found far from
Where are you?
taken away.
Are you here?
Found far from their home.
Damn it. Are you here?
That was
Are you
taken
near?
away.
Are you close?
Taken away.
Are you angry?
Only death.
Where are you? Where are you?
It's not working.
Where's Dusty's trail? Oh, it's over there.
Going down the path.
Oh, Dusty's trail. Well,
Dusty's trail.
I mean, it's always possible it's a Dio, and I'm just not lucking out with the response.
You know what? I think it's possible that we find the cursed object and let it rip.
Yeah, let it rip.
Yeah, we're gonna let it rip. We're gonna find the
Let It
cursed
Rip song?
object.
We're gonna let it rip.
We're gonna let it rip.
All right. No Ouija. Did you not have a circle?
No.
Okay.
No Ouija board.
It might be the monkey paw then.
Security.
Oh my god, is it the tarot cards?
Hey, Flash, remember how I said there was no summoning circle in the bathroom?
There's no video camera in here, is there? Shit. I have no way to, yeah. Let me guess. We have a summoning circle, don't we?
Well, about the don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Oh, I gotta dry my hands.
I can't lie. I avoid those hand dryers because they're so aggressively loud. Like
They are
I
very
can't
loud.
I can't deal with the hand dryers.
Although, you know those
can't.
really crazy ones, the ones that you like put your hands into and like pull your hands out slowly.
Yeah.
I saw somebody
Yeah.
posted a clip of one and they said 0 out of 10 urinal, would never use again.
Wow.
It just went everywhere, man.
Yeah, I would guess so. That's a good way to get, like, I don't know, listeria or something like that.
Ugh. All right, I'm not exactly sure what it is. I don't know. I could go get a photo camera.
Know for sure.
Oh, you want to just light the circle and then just let it do its thing?
Yeah, but I want you. We got to let it rip, and you have to say it that way, or it's
Okay.
not going to work.
Okay, I've got a lighter. I'm ready to let it rip.
Let it rip. Okay.
All right, come on.
Wait.
What? We're not going to let it rip?
Where are you go? Well, we can let it rip in a second. I need to know where I'm going to hide. Where are we going to hide?
Oh, well, you could
If we
either.
hide, that is.
So from here, it's hunting. It's really fast.
It's really fast.
Is it a
Wait,
friend?
Is it a DO?
Are you friend? Hi, friend.
Idiot!
Okay,
Let it rip!
wow.
You can't,
Let it
you
rip.
can't even let it rip!
I'm gonna let it rip here. Let it rip. Get ripped on. Get ripped on. Oh god.
What are we doing? No.
Walk your Dio, Doc. Doc, are you trapping yourself? Oh, okay, you're good.
No. I'm looping it around the kitchen.
Oh, I tried to get the Dio
Stupid.
response. It wasn't happening. And now it's just up here thinking it can drink all the Mr. Sprinkle. Listen here, stupid.
Take it easy on the Mr. Sprinkle. Although sometimes you need that to wash down
Where
your
are you?
ham cheese.
Oh, that's true. Are you
Right
here?
I'm literally next to you.
Where are you?
Sorry.
Are you here? Are you near? You know Dusty's
Yes.
trail? Have you found the
Okay,
the
why
mustard
are you
pancakes?
following me? It's
Where
not
are you?
gonna work if
are
you
you
follow
here?
me around.
Are you near? Where are you?
Okay.
Are you here?
Oh,
Where are you?
there it is, Dots.
Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Where are you? Oh, thanks. It's not gonna happen, Doc. Order up.
Okay. Well, now what do we do?
Well, we need motion sensor and parabolic microphone. We could do those.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me out.
Earlier on, when you were following me around with the spirit box, or what
Yeah.
was supposed to be the spirit box, you
Yeah.
just had your hand in the air like you were going to pinch me. And
How do you know that wasn't part of the plan?
to pinch me?
Imagine that. You just like hold your hand out like you're gonna pinch and you just start following somebody. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close?
Okay.
Are you
I am
angry? I'm about to be
contact
angry.
someone
What do
in
you mean?
HR if this
I mean-
continues. Okay.
HR. All right. Motion
Yeah, Steve,
sensor.
I've been meaning to talk to you about it. FlashForce has been pinching me.
We've caught you chasing other staff around the building.
Yeah. And pinching them. and that's just weird.
Well, it's
That's
like the
just
SNL thing where they put their hands out like I crush you. You know that thing? Like,
I crush your head.
I crush you. All right, it'll eventually hit that, right?
Hey, do you wanna play? I'm gonna play some Dio dodgeball. I think.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna drop. Dio dodgeball. I need an item.
There's plenty of stuff. There's. Oh, he touched it. Hi, Spooky. Hey, Cap Zero, how are you, friend? It's dodging everything. See, need a napkin? Napkin.
We almost died.
Oh my god. Harry Potter. Trying to get a parabolic response. That's all we need.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Just waiting patiently. He needs help. Go help him.
Here to help you.
Here, do you need Dusty's trail?
Let's follow the path of Dusty's trail.
See, he loves it.
Dusty's trail.
Maybe that did the trick.
Trail.
This is how you exercise ghosts now in Phasmo.
Part of a wagon train.
Things have changed.
No,
Things have changed.
times they are a changing.
Their plight. Thanks
Bap,
to
bap.
Dusty,
Bap, bo, bap.
right. Only the wagon master's hand.
Oh, oh, oh.
Keeps them a-rolling to the promised land. All the
Going gets mighty rough.
they don't seem to mind. It's
California, yeah, it's the place they must find. What? I'm gonna give it some straws. All right. Well, I mean, we got the objectives done. Dusty Trail, no pinching. It's not a life I want to live. On Dusty's Trail.
But there's got to be a game we could play with this. Yeah.
With this. What kind of game you want to play with him?
I don't know. Oh, well, there's the one where he chases me.
Oh, that's a fun game.
Thanks to Dusty, nothing's right.
Did you hear him speed up when he got to me? Oh, he's a ghost.
What'd you expect?
This is not DVD. I can't. You totally just DBD.
I palleted him. Did you see it? I got him with the pallet.
I tried to kick it.
It's a it's a new fun way to play with friends.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know what other kind of playing you want to do with the ghost.
You know what? I want to do one more round of. Hold on. I'm gonna reset him.
Okay.
We're gonna do one more round.
Okay.
One more round. This is now a challenge. This is versus mode right here.
This is versus. Okay.
fast.
Here, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
We have to start. We have to each start on a side, or how do we do this?
Okay. What's our goal here?
To try to get the other person killed.
Okay.
All right. And you have to go through. You have to cycle through. If you don't cycle through,
so like you have to you can't leave. Just basically you can't leave this this room.
Correct.
Okay.
Like this area, like the counter area.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay. We'll try it once, and if it turns out to suck, then it's over.
Okay. He set the rules. Just play the game.
Last words, FlashForce.
Yeah, whatever your last words are. Soon to be dead guy.
Wow, okay there. Who comes up with a witty comeback and makes you feel self-confidence issues?
What are you gonna do when it spawns on you?
That's it. I'm gonna start doing Dragon Ball Z effort sounds in anticipation of this battle.
If you could do that not through the wall.
Don't do just. Wait a minute. I got the steal.
Got him. Yeah, he wasn't ready. The Dio has come to pay his respects. You know what? Let's polish us a nice tall glass of Mr. Sprinkle. How about that, Ghosty? Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, man. You know, many a challenge has been had, but only so many have been won, if you know what I'm saying. He asked for this. Wait, in your death, I shall respect your death. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. First of all, here. Stop it. Oh, that's for you. Where's the remote control? Shit. I was gonna give him Dusty's trail. Well, I was gonna give you Dusty's trail, but I don't know where the remote control is, so I can't do it anymore. All right. Can you crouch under it? No. You get stuck. Nope. That's what you get. Callie, thank you for the 12 months. Green, thank you for the 28 months. Thank you guys so much. And Promise Fire, thank you for the 11 months. All right, I'm not sure what the ghost is, but I'm just going to pick one to go, okay? He asked for this. Friendly reminder that he asked for this. I don't start nothing. I just finish it.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Hey, look, a Dio.
It is a Dio. You're pretty good on them pallets there, bucko.
They need to make a DVD map that's Nell's Diner, and every pallet is literally just another countertop that you just flop down.
Well, the thing is, I was following you, and
Right.
I thought we were playing under the rule of you flip it, you put it down, and then the other person keeps going and all that. But you still on the other side, and you out palleted me. Like I was like lifting. I'm like, please.
Listen, the rules
to you, sir.
The rules were not very clear. It was just go through and try to get the other person killed. I was like, okay, all right.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Well, wait, hold on. Let me do a money check. All right, 8,000. We got enough for like 4 more rounds.
Okay, good.
It'll be fine. Okay, nice.
I like it. I like it. He could have
All right,
ran to
what
the kitchen.
next?
No, he wasn't allowed to leave the room.
This is like
Let's see what we
Phasmophobia
do a
versus
tangle.
mode.
We're not doing versus mode. No, that was funny. That was good stuff. That was funnies.
Challenge accepted.
We need your money to
FlashForce.
stay, sir.
Challenge.
No, what do you mean
Challenge
challenge? There's
accepted.
no challenge. What do you
Challenge
mean?
accepted.
Oh my god. I don't want to have to go after him. Don't make this happen, Doc.
Look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
You don't know what I'm capable of.
Don't do this.
No.
Don't do this, please. Here, hold
In
on.
round 2 of Phasmo versus Mode, case 1025 Carlos West. Capture video of the ghost and then kill FlashForce. Repel the ghost within sentences while it's chasing someone while killing FlashForce. Don't bonk me. Don't bonk me. But I'm just gonna take a step forward. How about that? Hit a ghost and blow out a fire like in the face of FlashForce, thus killing him with flames.
Oh man. It's on now. It's on.
It's on like Mario and Luigi, I think is what they say.
Yeah. It's
Or so
on
I'm
like
told.
yeah.
Do you like the
This
new
is
tango or the
wrong, I
old?
don't wanna be
New.
right.
My body
Okay.
is telling me yeah. He's looking for the cursed.
Power's on, FlashForce.
That's a good you just did there, bud.
Thank you. Oh, we got Ribbles.
We do have ribbles.
We
I
got
don't have a
ribbles
camera
out here.
though.
Oh, no camera for Ribbles.
No camera for ribbon. Nothing. Oh, so excited.
The front room's a little bit chilly.
How chilly?
12.8 degrees of chilly. Oh, never
Wait,
mind.
what does that
14.
mean?
Oh, now it's 11.9 degrees.
Wait, does that mean the ghost is in there? So wait, is that a yes?
If you could have seen that, oh my god, if you could have seen that from my end. Oh my god.
I'll go
It was
back.
perfect.
I'll go
It's
back
like-
and watch it. Please, somebody clip it on his end.
Is the ghost in there? And then
All right. Placing a crucifix in the room, sir.
Roger that.
I don't know what he was gonna say.
Wait, does that mean you think the ghost is in there?
I think there's a possibility. Ah! Got him. Got him so good he wasn't even ready.
all right, here we go.
All right. I got a book, I got a spirit box, and a UV.
I got dots and a camera. You could probably tell that I have a camera because of the camera.
You know, I think it's good though to verbally let me know.
That's right. Procedure is important.
All right. Hey, let's go.
Mother, father.
He asked for this. He's still alive. His little Scooby-Doo past the door. Got him. That's 2, sir. Well. Oh, hey, look. What do these cards do? That's cool. But they do fun stuff. Too bad I only have so many left. Look at him there. All dead. It looked like he looks like for me, the pose looks like Peter Griffin when he hurt his leg. All right, I'm still gonna try to bring you back, Doc, so I can do it again. Can you imagine if I brought him back and got him killed twice in one round? Shit. Well, never mind then. Hey, Emily, I'm good. How are you? No blood moons yet. No. Doc is trying to spice it up by wanting us to go after each other. So he's starting a war. I told him I don't want to do it, but I will if I... You're not Noni, right? No, you're not. Pick up the boat. Oh, I just threw my smudge! I pressed the wrong button and I threw my smudge. Oopsies. Well, almost caused my own death there. Whoops. I went to pick up the bone and I threw the smudge. All right. I don't even know. Here. I'll give it something to smoke. Smoke and a pancake. Bong and a blitz. Cigar and a waffle. Give me that, give me that, give me that. There we go. Renetness, thank you for the biddies. Rev, thank you so much for the 5 months. Yeah, that's happened for sure. In the past. Yeah. We've got one of everything in there. I'm gonna see if I can get that last piece of evidence and then go. I think the smudging was successful. Where are you? Never mind. I did not set a timer. Oopsies, poopsies. Miss you. Ray, thank you for the biddies. The piano. Oh, cool. My Sandy's gone. Oh, it's a ghost fart. We're fine. Oh, they're all gone. I tried. Did you have a flashlight on you? Oh, you did. Thanks, Doc. What a sweetheart. This hunt's taking a long time. Is this a spirit? I didn't set a timer the last time I smudged. I feel like it might be. Doc, that scared the poops out of me. Do you have to subscribe to get the weekly rewards for watching? What? For the weekly rewards? No. I'm a little confused. Oh, the watch streak thing? Oh, no, that's not subscribing. No, not at all. Oh, hunt, please. Doc, if you're here, you threw something and it was loud for me. Dude, I thought that was the ghost for a second. When we do another viewer game, whenever we reach the monthly goal, I add a viewer day. If it's hunting, it's a miling. No, it's not hunting. Hey. Kind of game I wanted to play when the weekly challenge was use the cursed objects. Oh, yeah. Dude, what? Oh, thanks. Here you go, big guy. I got you. I'm probably going to go spirit. Doc wants me to have tea. Here, let me get you a nice tall glass of gasoline. Hold on. What is going on? Is the ghost still here? What the hell? Oh, you stinky Pete. It finally hunted. Jerk. You get no lights. And that's... Oh. Hot pot. Hot pot. He gets nothing. What's up, Vish? I've been good. How have you been? Shade wouldn't... There's nothing that says shade because the ghost is trying to hunt no matter what, but it's just taking a long time. I think it might be a spirit. Let's go spirit. Hey, I'm gonna go spirit. It might be a shade. I don't know. Who cares? And a smudge. You got nothing. Does the spirit stop in its tracks upon being smudged? No, it's just it's smudged for longer is all. That's it. So we'll go spirit. If it's a shade, whatever. We got to get Doc back. We got to bring him back. He's been dead for too long. Going back and forth and watching both perspectives is hilarious. It was a shade.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it was taking a really long time to hunt. I was like, oh, it might be a spirit, sure.
I was leaning Spirit as well, and
Yeah.
as it turns out, it was okay. All right, wait, no, wait. Hold on a second. I got a favor to ask.
Okay. Need to borrow a few bucks?
You want to go toe to toe with me? Just declare it's on first. Like, just say it's on, and then I know that it's on because I didn't know that it was on.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There, our toes are touching.
Okay. So just declare that it's on.
Listen,
This isn't fair because to me it seems like you're 8 feet tall.
for
on
me,
my
you
screen.
seem 8 feet tall. The perspectives.
little.
You
little
were
bit
the
off.
one.
Okay.
You were the one.
Yeah.
That stated you wanted this.
I did, but do me a favor, just a little, like when you grab. All right, when you're at that moment, you're like, oh, I've got the cards.
Why would I verbally tell you? Oh, I've got the cards. I'm going to go to get it at hunt now.
No, you don't have to. If you just give me a, if you just give me a quick, it's on. Then I know that it's on. You know what
All
I
right,
mean?
I'll do my best. I'll give you a it's on if something's gonna go down.
All right. It's on. That's all
Okay.
I need. It's
Okay.
on.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go to Willer Street.
Wonderful.
It's on.
We've arrived. Check this.
Oh,
Get set up before investigating.
dang it.
Because here is the object.
He said it's on. Hey, it's not here. Go ahead. You won't do it. You gotta say it. You didn't say it. You still haven't said it. Oh, it's not on. Oh, okay. Roger that. Man in the wide brim hat. Thank you for the biddies. Yeah, on days where we're playing with others, man, I can't make him sit there for 3 minutes while ads are playing. I can't do it. It's gonna have to be, it is what it is. Doc's like, oh my God, can you imagine if he did? Should have grabbed a flashlight. Hello. Hi. Okay. Love you. Doc! You're not talking, by the way. Is that the mission, to not talk? I sidestepped his booking. Are you trying not to speak? What is going on? He can't hear me? What? Oh, can we just not hear each other? If I do this, can you hear me? Because no matter what you're doing right now, I can't hear you. There must be some kind of a bug. There must be some kind of a sound bug if you can only hear me through this and I can't hear you at all. Is our mission? Are we leaving? What is happening? Are we just going with it? I'm a little confused. Go see block the comms. I'm assuming it's just a lobby bug. I can only assume. Is the ghost in here? Oh, it is. Oh. Wait, SOS? I'll let him have it. Oh, instant fart. Okay. I like this. I like this. Okay, this is good. Oh, full card. It's Queen. Useless tower card. I don't want them to glitch through the table. I mean, glitch through the floor. It's on. Oh, wait. There might be more cards. Hold on. Hold on. I can try to revive him. Hold on. Yeah, it's a Revenant. It's a Revy for sure. Okay. What? Was that the last card? Maybe he... Where's your corpse? Does your corpse have a flashlight? I don't. Sleep on the job. The hell? We're gonna try to bring Doc back. Hey, nice call. Nice call. Oh, probably just coming into chat and watch a murder happen. Listen, he asked for this. He made this happen. Oh my good. Trenchcoat, thank you for the 5 months, man. Coco, thank you for the 16. Thank y'all for the resubs. All right. I'm trying over here, okay? We're trying our best. Son of a bitch! God dang it. Hey, mug you. Listen, I could have just left. I'm trying to bring him back, okay? Well, that's it. Originally from the YouTube VODs, finally decided to join on Twitch. Welcome over, son. We're doing well. How are you? No, the ghost can't see you through those doors. No. Negative. All right, Revenant. It's on. I'm going to burn it. You know what? And I'm burning this just for fun. Just a sense of power, you know?
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Your declaration of it's on was a little late.
Well, to be fair, we were both pulling cards, so I think it was mutually on. I don't think it was needed to be said.
Well, I was trying to tell you, I'm like, hey, let's do a little friendly before we get back into the business here. Let's pull some cards together
I'd rather
as
not
friends and in
somebody,
friendship.
I'd really rather someone not come up to me and say, let's do a friendly. That's not really something I'm interested in.
Let's engage in a quick friendly.
Would you like to do a friendly?
Hey. Hey there.
Hey, want to do
A friendly? Want to engage in a friendly? Okay.
Mom!
Wow. Let's go!
Oh my God.
All right, we're here.
Hey, we're here.
And prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
He doesn't sound very positive. He doesn't sound like he's got a lot of faith in us. Uh-oh.
Fair enough. Fair enough to him. What? Why are you uh-ohing?
I just lagged hard there real quick.
Okay. Oh, that happens sometimes coming into the maps. So friends are
I had
for
a
it?
nice, quick, hard lag. It wasn't friendly. It was an unfriendly lag.
Case 1026, Emily Barak. Repel the ghost within sentences while it's chasing someone. Capture 3 unique photos with a photo camera. Detect a paranormal sound with a parabolic microphone. And engage in a friendly.
Wait a minute.
It's there. It's there. It's at the bottom. It's a bonus objective.
I'm going to put that right on there. I'm just going to remove that text and say engage in a friendly.
Just like with a crayon, just cross it off.
All right. Get a lighter. Got a smooch.
Hey, why you got a smudge already? Why you got a smudge already? Why are you taking a smudge right now?
Just in case. Someone decides to engage in a friendly, I want to be ready to smudge them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fair. Guess who else has a smudge now? Who has 2 thumbs and's got a smudge? I'm pointing my thumbs at myself.
Fishy Buns! Thank you for the 25 months, friend. Appreciate the sub, dude. Who wants a friendly?
Power's on. Just want to be helpful.
Roger that. Wait, what was that last? What was the last thing you said?
I called.
Okay, just checking. Wait, what? Doc, you know better. Hunting in 3, 2, what? He just runs.
I'm thinking to myself, he is desperately searching for the cursed object.
No. Desperately searching. Oh my God, look at that boner.
A human spine.
And you, Wait, did you say you turned the power on?
Yeah, turn it on.
Ghosty definitely shut it off.
Hey, it's not a djinn.
Heyo. I have not heard the ghost yet at all. What the hell? Okay. What are we doing today? Well, Doc decided he wanted to cause problems. So we're doing stuff. Rare Scotty, thank you for the 2 months. But
Nailed it.
nailed it.
Did you already find the cursed object? You
No,
did,
but
didn't
I
you?
also haven't heard the ghost. Yeah, I do not have the cursor, and I don't know where the ghost is.
Roger that. Now the question is, do I believe you? Do
I don't-
believe?
I definitely don't have it, sir. It's not on me.
Okay.
Is it up here with you? Ghosty! I see nothing moved. I don't see any breath. I might have to go get it. Oh wait, you have a thermo.
Oh. Yeah, I got a thermometer.
Okay. Hey, did you check the basement by chance?
I'll go ahead and do that right now, sir.
I'm a little curious if it's like stuck or something stupid.
You stuck or something stupid?
How cold is it down here?
I'm getting 15.9, 17.4,
What?
15.5. It's pretty toasty.
Well, I think we found it. Okay. I did not see any of.
In the hall. It's in the hallway. I think.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
I think.
I don't know. I thought maybe. Did I see my breath in here? Yeah. I see my breath
I got it right here. Right there. Right
Okay.
there.
Yeah, right here.
Right in that spot right there.
Pow! Keep this smudge on me. Just in case. Yeah, the thermometer. That's what he calls it. Oh, I'll grab the dots in the boot.
Hey, I'm just gonna grab some ghost hunting equipment.
Me too.
Yeah. No ulterior motive. Nothing else
I
going on.
got a dot in a book. What can I do
No.
with these? Like smack you with it?
I know, right? Yeah, we're just hunting ghosts. That's all we're doing.
That's all we're doing over here. What?
But nothing. I stubbed my knee. Where are you?
Why do I hear the
Here.
spirit box coming from the truck?
Are you? What?
Hold on, let me stop this. You're good. The sound for the spirit box for me is coming from the truck. Did it do something? What?
Are you close? You just threw the cup at me twice.
Oh.
Are you near? Are you far? Can you give me a sign? Are you close?
What did you do?
What have you done?
I was standing there with you. What do you mean?
Hey, now you listen to me, mister.
Go ahead. Go.
I actually don't have anything to say. I just
You listen to me.
you listen to me, mister.
Yeah, you were warned.
No, I don't want to listen to you.
You were warned. What did you do? What did you do?
I did nothing.
Yes, you did.
It's fine.
Doc, you get back in here right now. You can't hide from me.
I'll tell your story.
You can't hide from me.
I was just gonna go from window to window.
It's on. Man, I have no idea what this ghost is, though. I'll tell you that. The door being open. Yeah, that was a trip. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? What do we tell you about the piano, Doc? You know what? Just for the sake of good faith. No, it's over here. I wish for life. I wish for life. Does he see that? He's gonna say it's on.
Who's the loser now?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, no. You thought you'd
He's dead.
bring me back. And then
He's dead.
now you're dead.
He's dead. He's dead. Son of a bitch. He's dead, LaRusso. He's dead. He's out of here. He's curtains.
By the way, do you know what the ghost is, or... Okay.
No. Oh crap! This is real.
That's a long event.
No, it's not.
Hey, give it back, you jerk.
Wait, are you trying to tell me something? What are you trying to tell me?
Wait, why can't I pick anything up now? Did he just bug out my ability to pick shit up? Yes, he did.
I'm gonna go get a smudge.
I can't pick anything up now. Whatever he just did. That son of a bitch. Bounty Hunter, welcome in. How are you? Zed, thank you for the year. Thank you so much for the resub, dude. And Rare Scotty, thank you for the 2 months. Get cuffed? I guess so. I can't pick any items up. Oh well. I can't communicate with Doc. Oh well. Oh, what the hell? Go get him. You saw him. You saw where he was. You saw him. Go get him. Go get him, Tiger. Go get him, Tiger. He's like staring at himself. Look.
Hey! You killed my friend! I'm a child! You think I'm scared of you? I'm not scared of nothing!
Yeah, f you. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hey, it was Nobake.
Job's ready for you.
Okay, not for nothing. Did you see the door hanging wide open? And I'm just
I
like,
certainly
"Please,
did.
Please! Let me...
Even in the middle of the hunt, I went over and was looking outside. Yeah, that door was open for me.
Okay, good. So people aren't gonna think, why is he just walking with his face pressed against the door?
Going well.
I call that one a, well, technically I died twice. So
this is
I guess you
true.
win that one too. Yeah, you win. We'll call that 2/3 of a win for you.
2/3 of a
Flash.
win. I'll take 2/3 of a win.
2/3 of a win. All right, Edgefield.
Sure.
You sure you want the smoke, FlashForce? Are you sure? Okay. Let's do it. I'm kind of nervous now.
I was gonna book him. God damn it.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
Positive self-talk, positive self-talk, positive self-talk.
He asked for this. Why? Every map. Why do you do it? Wait.
We're gonna be
Up,
fine.
It might be upstairs.
Roger that.
Did he find the circle?
It's on. It's
Oh, that's right. He lit the circle. Duh. I was like, why is it coming? Oh. He just goes running away. It's on! Where do you think he is? Hold on. Hey, the ghost is hot take.
Why are you like this? Just consider that a warning, Flash. That's a warning.
I turned it off.
Okay, thank you.
If it's on, I turned it off.
Okay.
All right, was the shower on before you even got up here?
No.
Did you turn it on?
I got to admit, no, I did not turn it on.
Oh. All right.
I got to admit, I saw the summoning circle and I was like, you know what? I may not get another shot at this. So I was just like, full send.
As you
Let's
went
do
running
it.
full sprint away, it's on!
Yeah.
All right, I still got a smudge. I do. Okay, I think it's up there. He lives!
It's 4 degrees up in that room in the back.
Roger that there, bud.
It's nice to know that despite the fact that this is a competition, we could still engage it. Did you just book? Is that?
No, I was
you
looking at the
booking
journal.
me?
I'm not booking you. I'm actually looking at the journal.
Okay, I'm glad you're looking at the journal. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great that we can work together. Yeah, this
He's
is
like,
awesome.
You know
Great.
what? I've been wanting to talk to you about something for like a really long time now.
Yeah.
So. All right, I'll grab an EMF and a book.
Hey kids, it's gonna be great. Later on today, we're gonna get in the car. We're gonna.
I'm gonna try that IRL and see what happens. See what they do. I'll just carry a book around with me.
That leaves the nads wide open for a shot, though. I wouldn't advise.
No, don't leave the nads wide open. Roger that.
There you go. Learn something new every day. Da 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 da.
Da 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 da. So we're thinking it's a demon because that's a tier 2 crucifix and it ate the crucifix from the truck while it was upstairs. That is something that does happen and is supposed to happen. Yes.
He just turned on a light in the bathroom.
Did you try touching it?
It just touched it for me.
Oh, did you touch it back?
Yes.
And what did it
I
say?
turned it on. Nothing impressive.
Okay. Okay. Go on.
Holy crap. Now, is this all actually one room? I never knew. Like, is this all one room?
Yes, it's one room. You know, he touched the piano here too. Just saying. Viper, thank you for the follow. Follow the path to Docky's death. Oh, Docky's death. Looks like your head's resting on the door. Oh my god. Oh, hey, a free smudge. All right, well, I guess I'm getting out of here. Taking a quick nap in the middle of the hallway. You know, I got a little suspicious. I'm a little suspicious of a demon, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark that down. Oh, yes. Yes, quiet. Yes.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Yep. I've known it's.
Oh,
I've-
no.
I knew
We're
that-
not doing yip today. No.
I knew that it was a demon before we even went upstairs.
Please explain how you knew this, FlashForce.
When you were headed upstairs, the ghost ate the crucifix from the truck.
How did you know that?
Because I was in the truck and watched it happen.
Oh.
And then you got upstairs, and then that's when you started looking. I'm like, oh, this is definitely a demon. Yeah. When the ghost
I can
is
understand the
upstairs,
temptation. I can understand the temptation to stay in the truck.
Well,
Yeah.
it was the temptation to
Yeah.
not just stand in the room.
Oh, that makes it sound like a me thing.
Well, how much money do you have now?
FlashForce. Well, let's look. We got $4,705. We got
All right,
at
we're
least
doing
like
good.
1 or 2 more rounds of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing great.
I would like to make note of something that you did that round that got you, that you also did last round that got you.
Tell me. I'm here to learn.
What did you do really early on in the round?
Made a bunch of really dumb jokes and noises.
Then you walked through the hallway, first floor, made your way into the dining area.
Then downstairs and lit the circle.
You played the piano first.
Oh.
The curse of the piano.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not.
Sure.
I refuse to believe in a world of physics, logic, and rules. That the piano actually has any impact on whether I live or die, even though I am 0 for 3 after touching the piano. Okay.
All right, let's go find Sasquatch.
Let's go! Oh. There we go. Sorry, I forgot I was supposed to start it. All right, here we go.
It's okay. As his legs bend backwards. Yeah. Oh, my camera's frozen.
Let's go!
I'm on it. It happens sometimes. There's nothing I can do.
Roger that. Oh, you're great. You're doing great.
No, you're
Thank you.
great. Oh, it's
All right, here we go.
snowing.
Hey, it's Kenny. Kenny Rhodes.
Hey.
All right. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. Okay, hold on one second.
Case 1028, Kenny Rhodes. Detect the ghost presence with a motion sensor. Read the ghost running the crucifix. Capture a photo of the ghost.
Photo of the go.
You getting
there's no
nervous
point in
yet?
this. We're nervous for what?
I don't know. Versus mode.
Oh, no, not yet. No, just playing the game, bro.
maybe-
Just playing the game.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe it's time to start getting nervous. Just want to warn you. Just want to give you a little
okay.
warning.
You know, I
You know that
appreciate
it's
the
about
warning.
that-
I appreciate the
I
warning.
played this game before. Just so you're aware. That's not a flex, but I have played this game before.
Okay. Roger that. Hey, what do you got?
Ah.
I wish for sunrise.
It can't hear you.
I tried.
I wish for sunrise.
Ah. Thank you. Much better.
Who has the power? I have the power now.
What are you going to wish for, big guy?
I wish for cake. Wait, it's giving me cake? It's not cake! It's not cake! Yes, cake!
I'm going to die. No, you can't wish for blood moon. I know, but if I go to them, he's going to see me. Is this a Pulte? It's really fast, though. There's no way it would have retained this speed if it was a Pulte. This thing's fast. Holy cake, Batman! Doc! Doc! Doc, quick, wake up! Wake up, Doc, it's on! Probably a Thay. You know what? I'm not wishing him back to life. You know what? I think it's a Thay. And you know what else? I'm not using the monkey paw to bring you back to life. Take that, motherfucker. It could be a Moroi. I don't know if the smudge was super low. Well, no, because it would have... Our sanity would need to be low first for that. Never mind. Yes, sir.
Cake and knowledge are two completely different words.
He wished for cake, and it gave him knowledge. Maybe that's the knowledge he needed.
I go to bio class to get cake. Come on.
Yeah.
That's crap.
Yep. They got their knowledge, and they can eat it, too. In death.
All right, money. Wait. Quick money check. Quick money
Savage
check.
Bath Mystery.
$3,830. We could do a couple more.
Thank you for
All
the
right.
19 months. Welcome back.
Your time's a coming, friend.
Sure.
Your time's a coming.
What time?
Death time.
Get death on.
I had nowhere to go with that. I was totally in a corner. All right.
I chose Kempwood Woods. What's your choice, sir?
Okay. What would be a good death time? Oh, Bleasdale. Bleasdale death time. All right. Well, the button says ready up,
Wait a minute.
and I'm clicking it.
Hold on.
Waiting?
Hold on. His escape real quick. Wait.
Yes. Okay.
Get booked on.
Oh, it's a
Okay.
blank book.
All right, let's do the things. Cup of gin. Thank you for the
also
subs.
getting owned in the lobby.
I-
That's all right. This is going a little too far. A little too.
He asked for this. It's on. He asked for all of this. Forrest, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Cup of gin. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you, friends. It's snowing again. What the Christ?
All right.
Investigate it, but be careful.
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm always careful. I'm always careful.
Case 1030, body right.
Is he?
Repel the ghost with incenses while it's chasing someone cleansing area near the ghost using incenses.
Royal, thank you for the 31 months.
Easy.
So when you say always careful, can we have a quick talk about that?
Well, yeah. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
I'm just unlucky. That's all.
Iguanas? We can
I'd
talk
say
about
it's
iguanas?
luck. What? We could talk about iguanas.
I'm just trying to start a conversation. I don't know.
I'm gonna go find the ghost.
All right.
I'm gonna find the ghost. I'm gonna identify the ghost, and then I'm going to kill your face.
Oh my god.
in-game.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That
I
is
have the
very,
in-game. It
very
makes it
aggressive,
okay.
sir. Yeah, you deserved it. Oh, it's snowing. That's right. Should I tell him? Or should I just move? Or should I just continue on? Hey, what's in the truck?
The flashlight that I forgot to bring in.
It's what you get. What the hell?
What? What do you mean?
What? It's
What
not going to
happened?
work very well unless you're pointing it forward.
I am pointing it forward. Look.
All right.
What? Is it behind me?
You're holding it sideways. Look. Grab Josie before he does. Oh, if he does something to Joe, yeah, it's going to be game on. Look. There he comes.
Go. I'm going to go ahead and grab another smudge.
Oh my God. Come here for a second.
Yes.
Over here. In front of me. Like over there. Yeah, right there. Are my eyes just black to you? Here, I'll stand over here.
Reflection from. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They also got the reflection in your glasses from the light, so you look possessed, slightly possessed,
Okay.
mildly possessed.
Roger that.
See you, FlashForce. I know what you're up to.
You don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
No, you don't.
Oh, I know.
No, you
Oh,
don't.
I know. Breath in this room.
It's snowing outside, Doc.
Hey.
Yeah.
Good luck, Tiger.
Thanks. Damn it. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? It's fine. It'll all be well. It's fine. Epic, how are you? He is in the truck. Okay, he's hiding something to the left of the... He's hiding something to the left. I have an idea.
Hey, did you know about the whole walking into the bushes and teleporting into the van thing?
No, I did not.
I just walked into the bushes and teleported into the van.
Oh, sweet.
Not sure I know of any practical reason to do it, but there we.
Maybe that's what he was doing. I'm gonna go turn the power on, sir. Does it work during a hunt? Does teleporting outside work during a hunt? I mean,
Cursed object. 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 Cursed. Oh, cursed object.
Doc is currently on a mission to find the cursed object, if you couldn't tell. He's looking for the cursed. I also think he's looking for the cursed. We could be wrong. Yeah, it could be the cards. I thought he was trying to hide the cursed object. I didn't realize he was going over here to the left and doing this. All right. Could have UV out there.
Hey,
Yeah.
You didn't find the cursed object, did you?
No, I did not.
Nice. I mean, I'll look for it.
Okay. I have a feeling it's the cards. Keep my distance just in case. Doc is being very wait, can I actually hide here? Hey, let's go. Doc is being very sus because he's looking for the cursed object. Doc don't know about the Revengers. Oh, Josie, no. All right, I'm taking Josie back to the truck, BRB. Epic Clam, thank you for the 5 months. I'm taking my dog's plate back to the truck.
Roger.
No, her name's Josie, not Roger.
Josie that. Oh.
There you go. Thank you. All right, that's good enough. All right, Ghostie's walking around. Oh. We have UV. Gotta love that, being able to see it from here. He played the piano. He's dead. UV. Okay. I don't see any orbs. I don't think it's written in the book. It could be freezing. Could be. What's up, James? Welcome in. It hid the foot. No, it never walked the first time. It stepped in the salt and then never walked again. So that's not an official UV check. All right. What's he doing? Is he hiding shit? Somebody circle. Okay. I'm just gonna light it, but I'm just gonna
What's up
drain
now? What's up now?
it. What? You're still holding the flashlight in a kill shot. I don't know what this is.
Because it knows. It knows what's about to happen. Okay.
Or does it redeem something in chat too? No, there's nothing in chat it would be able to redeem.
I noticed you had the camera set up looking at the door to see when I die, and well, guess what? It's not looking at the door anymore. It's not.
Doc, what if I told you you were the one that put the camera there and I never touched it? We never touched the camera. What spots can you find Lilith? It's all in the attic. Doc has become error. He is error. Well, this is going to be difficult. Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it.
Oh, hey, gang.
Hey.
How we doing? Hey.
Doing good. How's it going?
Good. Not bad.
All right.
Big go. All right.
Well, see you later. Okay.
The game is called. It's on.
How do we play?
wife?
Call my wife quick. Tell my children I don't remember.
Oh, wait. I want to show you the thing. All right.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, I ran when you said it. I ran out here and did the thing. Watch here. Watch from your angle. Yee.
It's very zippy. Here, watch how zippy.
Does it work with equipment? Hold on. What if I do this? Did that work?
Yeah, it's zipped right into the van. Look at that.
Put it here. Yep, there it is. It's zippied on in here. Yep, there it is. Wow. Does he not know his voice has changed?
You were just gonna let me stay on voice mod for the rest of you son of.
Literally just said that you were still on the voice.
Yeah. You're gonna let me hang out there. Not embarrassed. Not embarrassed.
Okay. What information do we have there, sir?
I can't. I don't even know where the ghost is. To tell you the truth.
So I'll give you a hint. Stop it. Stop it.
Stand.
Stop it.
Right.
I know what you're doing.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you. Look at the camera.
Okay.
Look.
I swear to God.
Look.
I swear to God.
No, I'm telling you. Look.
At the camera.
You don't
I
even
swear
have to.
God.
You don't even have to click on it. You just
All
peek at
right.
it. Peek at it with your side. Look.
Okay.
Ghostie's there. See?
I don't actually see the ghost.
Well, okay, yeah, but I've got all the stuff set up there because Ghosty was in there rocking the rocking chair and stuff.
Oh,
and you also
it's
the
messing
lights
with
on.
the lights. Look
So
at
that's how you know that's there because it's a motion sensor light. Don't touch my breast.
it's sensing the motions.
Sensing all the motions. Yes. Stop it.
It's inspiring. It's
Stop.
inspiring.
Stop touching it.
Don't move.
Get off. Get out of
You're
here.
fine.
Stop.
Don't make it weird. Come here.
What do you mean don't make it
All right.
weird? Who's making it weird? See, you give him a sense of security. You don't book him right away. And then you book him when he's not ready for it. That's how you do it. Now, his sanity is probably tanked. King Platt, thank you for the raid, dude. Welcome in. Clickshot, thank you for the prime. Parabolic is the last. Oh, do I not have it? Oh, I'm going to have to do it from this floor. That's okay. I'm going to get a parabolic and get the objective done. It's a good call. I like that.
Roger that.
His sanity is destroyed, so it's going to hunt. Is there somewhere to hide upstairs? Let's go check that first. Hi, Shron. How are you, friend? He's in the shed. Okay. I mean, that's fair. I would also hide. I would also hide in the shed. Doing some Minecraft hardcore. Nice. I should be able to hear it from here. What's up, Zoe? There's something I'm questioning right now with the parabolic microphone. The duration timer.
Hey, how you doing there, FlashForce? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay there, bud. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay there, bud. I'm just hanging out in the shed.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You notice the duration only says 39 seconds? What is that time starting from? Did I just see dots?
Hey, what you got for ghost evidence?
Well, I believe we have UV. Maybe it's from when I picked it up. I think we might also have dots, sir.
Dots, you say? Preposterous!
What are you doing?
I was getting the
doing right
I was
there?
getting the parabolic.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, if I'm in the way, does that mess with it?
No, it
Wow, wow.
doesn't. No, it doesn't at all. No.
Why out there?
It's nice out here. I like it.
Yeah. I got eyes on you.
You don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing.
Why make a rhetoric? Do you know what rhetorical means?
You're probably thinking the ghost is gonna hunt in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we have dots.
But it's not. Ha! Just
Don't.
do that.
Don't.
Don't.
Stop it. Don't. No. Stop. Don't.
All right. Well, the conclusion.
No, I like big, long
if
words.
It's dots,
that
we got a
shows, because that's
banshee,
not what
an
rhetorical
obambo,
means.
A phantom or a gorayo. And did you see the gorayo dots on the camera?
I seen the dotsticles with my eye holes, so that's a no to that.
So it is not a gorayo.
No.
And the
Wasn't
name
it
of the
normal
ghost
speed,
is
though?
what?
The name of the
Right,
ghost,
so it's not a banshee.
and it's not a banshee.
It's a banshee.
Ah, she.
All right.
I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah, that was fine for me. All right, I'm gonna go take a picture of it.
Okay.
Unless you,
No,
did you want to take a picture of it?
No.
All right.
You can do it. I believe in you. Test for phantom teleport. Phantoms don't teleport. It must be when we first picked it up. That has to be what that is. No, the Obambo does not have 4 spirit box. No. You've got this.
Because I'm the best around.
Nothing gonna ever keep you down except for this ghost that's probably a phantom you won't be able to see that's gonna kill you.
Wait, what? That's not how...
I'm fairly certain that's how that goes. Nailed it.
Picture like 3. Hey, shut up, ghost!
It disappeared. You were like 1, 2. You did great, kid. You did great.
Stop
It's
patting me on the
Obambo.
head,
I have to
Dad.
hear the speed again.
Wait.
Got a lot of journaling happening.
It's not
over
even.
here.
It's not even in the photos. The picture that I took.
Because I deleted it because
I took a picture.
it was nothing.
I thought we both had to delete it. Is that not a thing anymore?
No, if the photo has no info, like if it's nothing, if it doesn't count as anything, then you can just delete it.
Oh.
Yeah,
To add a little insult to injury.
Aha.
Wow, your photo's so bad, I'm just gonna completely get rid of it. All right, fine. I'm gonna find the ghost. I'm gonna take its picture.
All right. Well, here it comes. Doing great, Doc. You're doing great. Remember, it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips, Doc. Yeah, it's Phantom. Yikes. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Yeah. Invisible, basically. Are you gonna stop hunting? Thank you. I'm gonna look at my friend. there he is. There he is. That's my man right there. He browned his shorts again, but that's okay. You're the best around. Oh, poor Doc. All right, well, Josie's safe, and that's what matters. It's definitely a fan of Tom. Oh, did he take another? We have a nothing burger. Okay, that's good. And we'll go Phantom and get out of here. Okay. When Peter fell through the... Ah, crap, fell through the stairs again. Yeah, Phantoms and Banshees will stalk the player, and then Wraiths will teleport. Correct.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Okay, not for nothing. Did you have to dunk on my photo after my death? That seemed like overkill to me.
I mean, I was just
dead and he can't take photos worth of crap. Nice.
Oh, you had a smudge on you. What happened?
I tried to light it and it's slow. I was a slow smudger. I slowly smudged.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna
It's
be
all
broke by
right
the end
though.
of this.
I mean, I guarantee you this is the one. This is when I'm gonna get you. Look out. Wait, hold on.
Okay,
Money
okay.
check. All right, $3,090. We
doing
got
good.
time.
You're doing just fine.
Yeah.
All right. Different map or one we've already done? I know we've done a lot of the small ones, which is fine.
I've got some people rooting for random.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right. This is gonna
Yes,
be fine.
sir.
This is going great. I had my first YouTube upload already. The time I defeated FlashForce and versus Phaz.
I mean, I could upload the
I
same.
guess
You
we're-
want to send it to me? I'll upload it for you.
No.
Ooh, Woodwind again. Let's go. Wee. Thank you for the 31 months.
We're here. Take a look at the equipment.
All right. Perfect time for the ads to finish. We were literally just in the lobby. They just finished.
Ella Everly.
Because here,
Ella.
linked to a cursed object. Go and take a closer look. Maybe using it will help your investigation.
I don't see red in the vehicle though.
Case 1030.
Does that look like fog? Does that look foggy to
Emily.
you?
After photo of any successful reading on an EMF reader,
There's
capture
no
the
red in
unique
there.
photos of the photo camera, prevent the ghost running with the crucifix.
Wait a minute.
Easy. Camp Woodwind. Oh, come on. A challenge.
What is wrong with Camp
please?
Woodwind?
Oh, nothing. It's just I am guaranteed to murder you on this map, and I can't wait.
Okay.
It's gonna be great. In game, that is. In game, not
Roger
not
that.
in real. Not in
For
real.
sure. Absolutely.
That's right. You got any last words, FlashForce?
I do. Turn around. Listen, Doc, don't. No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's okay. Listen. You have to eventually get used to them, Doc. They happen. All right?
No. Turn around and look. You turn around and look at me right now. Okay, first of all right. And now that that's done.
Well,
second of
you
all,
think that I give a
what is-
shit? Look, it's gonna be okay. No, don't book. No bookings. No, it's gonna be fine.
What is the title of your stream? What is the title of your stream? Totally your street. Say it in the loud. Say it.
It says Blood Moon with Doc.
Totally your street.
Okay. At least I'm finally being honest.
Kill me. Gang, kill me. Please kill me.
Oh man. It's finally honest. What do I don't. Must find the cursed object. I'll take a look. Hey, can you start doing the intros for my stream like that, please? Hey, everybody, welcome to Shuri. We're gonna go. Dude, what the hell is the cursed? There's no monkey paw,
There's a
Frank.
pelvis in the yellow tent.
You trying to say something?
Just saying there's a pelvis in the yellow tent. You wanna go in there and shake your pelvis? Shake your pelvis like an Elvis?
I'd rather not. It's Frank. No, it's Frank.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, not 100%, but definitely partially positive. I don't know. I don't know if Ghosty is in the circle or if it's around the circle. But I can tell you this. We do have Slendermans. When does the new update come? The 21st.
I'll figure it out.
All right, I believe in you. What the heck? See you, King. Have a good one. Anywhere near the circle sucks. Amen. How cold is it?
It's 8.4 degrees over here.
Over
By
here?
the bathroom.
Okay.
Over here.
Over here. Good. There we go. Get the dot skis. Put that there. There's Slendies. Okay, there we go. How many games does it take to get a Blood Moon? I don't know, but we finally got one, and we got it at Camp Woodwind, which is probably one of my favorite places to get it because since it's outside, you can see it all the time. All right, I got this. Yeah, we're good. Is Ghost doing chuckery?
It's engaging in mass chuckery.
Ah.
It's saying, FlashForce, run, you're in danger.
Don't stand near my target, please.
Whoa.
Innocent
Stop it,
bystander.
Ron, stop.
Oh. All right. I might need a second. Didn't see it at all. I have no idea where it was.
I heard it. It kind of went.
We have orbs.
Roger.
And I am standing right behind you. You don't need to use the
Sorry.
thing.
Don't have to.
Yeah,
you have to use the sound. It already does that.
Oh,
Over. I forgot. I was looking through my my archive, if you will, of VHSs. I was like, what do I want to watch? I forgot that I had. I have Shallow Hal, but I also have Saving Silverman. I was like, I gotta watch
Saving Silverman. I'll tell you what.
It
That,
is a
that was
class
that was an
act.
underrated one.
I
That was an
agree.
underrated one.
That's such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have
She
orbs.
doesn't know that.
Lugnut fixed it.
You didn't kill him. He died in a car.
He died in a car crash. I don't know if
Did you find the cursed object already?
Wait. Yes, I did.
Did you pick up the cursed object?
No, I did not.
What is the cursed object?
So hold on. Give me a sec.
Holding.
We have dots, by the way.
Okay, dots.
Banshee, Raiju, Thay, Yokai, Yurei. Give me a sec. I'm going to go get a parabolic microphone. You know, there's no piano on this map, but there is a guitar. I wonder if that could curse you. It's a good point, fighters. Fightress, sorry. That's a good point.
Please, there is no curse. And I'm wanted. Dead or alive.
Oh my god. All right, well, that's definitely cursed partially, at least. Minnie, thank you for the biddies.
Oh, I wonder if there's a guitar. Is there a guitar you can play? Is there a guitar?
Well, I mean, no, I said there is a guitar. I said, is there a guitar curse? That's different.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay, how did it sound? Did it sound healthy? Was it okay?
I don't know. I was standing in a corner and all I heard was yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you need any tomato soup?
It's gonna get you. You better smudge or it's gonna get you. You better smudge or it's gonna get you, Flash.
Oh, this? You mean
You
that?
better
You mean that
smudge.
ghost is gonna get me? Which one? This one right here?
Wait, what?
This one?
You better smudge or it's
Oh,
gonna
this
get
one?
you.
Nah, it's gonna get us both.
You if you don't smudge, it's gonna get you.
Old sneaky Pete over there.
Oh.
All right. It turned out to be a banshee. I don't know. It looked like it was targeting me though, right? Dude, is there one hiding spot? Really? Is that the life we're living right now? All right, where was the parabolic? There it is. Roger that. I'm gonna get the parabolic objective.
Roger that. You got a theory out there, Captain? You got a
I
theory?
don't as of right now, sir. Was the ghost targeting you though? I think. If it was targeting somebody. Hi. Mark, thank you for the subs. Appreciate you, Mark. Thank you, friend. Really? This is the life we're going to live? Oh my God. Hey, we don't need the parabolic objective. I don't know why I thought we needed that.
You just wanted to hear it sing.
Okay. Smudge dead.
I feel like it's singing to you.
It was, but that didn't help me with anything.
Well, if it's a banshee, there's only one thing we can do.
I know, but it feels like it's targeting everyone.
Flash, we just got a full send. We gotta stand in a spot in the wide open.
That's not going to help anything.
and you need to stand closer to it.
Wait a minute. What?
And if it runs past you, no,
Hey!
no. Listen,
Agent, thank you for the
this makes
23
sense.
months.
You stand closer to it, okay?
Okay.
And if it runs right past you and kills me, we know.
All right. Dude, look at the circle, dude.
The circle?
Yeah.
Oh. I hate you.
He asked for this. I didn't say it's on. Why was the ghost in there? What the hell? Did it move over there? Oh, it's on, by the way. I think it's a yokai or a yurei, maybe? Dude, I don't know which one I don't know which one I would consider it. I don't know. I think it's a 50-50 shot between yokai and yurei. If I'm guessing, I think it's a yokai or yurei. Yeah, I don't see the orbs anymore. You're right. They've got to be over there. The ghost is messing with the lights. Quick yokai test. How the hell am I going to do that? I think we have to do a coin flip. Got a coin to flip? I do have a coin to flip. Kinetic coin. No, we have dots. It can't be a mimic. It can't be. Yeah. So I've got a kinetic coin where it's got the kinetic skull on one side and then the kinetic partner logo on the other side. So we'll do heads, tails. We'll do heads, tails. Do we think heads yokai, tails yurei? We don't have any more smudges. There's no point doing that. Mark, thank you for the biddies. All right, we'll do heads yokai, tails yurei. Okay. Heads. Tis heads. We're going yokai. It's going to be a yurei. That's okay. All right, I'm going yokai purely off of a 50-50 guess. We didn't really do a yokai test. We were also in the midst of trying to kill each other. So just kind of go for it.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
It is indeed a yokai. Well deduced, FlashForce. Well deduced.
I'll take it. So when I was keeping you out of the tent, where'd you go?
I ran to the picnic benches. You. And it followed me over there. and then I lit a smudge.
Uh-huh.
And it went away.
Uh-huh.
And then it came right back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then it nibbled my buns. Yeah.
Question, did you play the guitar at any point?
In the entire game,
Yeah.
there may have been a little bit of Bon Jovi involved.
Yeah, the curse. Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're wanted dead or alive. And
Oh.
they said, all right, you bet.
Little Richie Sambora. Yeah. Huh.
Oh my God.
All right. I think I got one more flash, and then I gotta do a ting.
Okay.
But
Okay.
hey, let's say
Yeah.
we just make this one a friendly. Hey,
Okay.
How about a
okay.
handshake?
No it's ons. How about
Yeah,
this?
no
Here,
it's
here.
ons.
You know what? Let's get your book out.
Okay.
Let's gingerly touch books.
I
There we go.
swear.
I swear.
I swear on my book
On my book
that I will not kill Doc.
that I will not kill Flash.
Okay. You swore on the book.
Agreed upon.
On
Sworn.
the book. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Swore on the book. You saw it, everybody.
Hey, can you just say I won't kill Flash real quick, please? I need to hear it.
Yeah, sure.
You haven't said it though.
I, Robotron 3000, will not kill FlashForce.
Wait,
Nice.
Wait
Okay.
a minute. Wait.
What?
I don't think that's how that works. wait.
What do you mean?
Not
It's fine.
Robotron.
Come on, Robotron's the best. You can trust Robotron. It's fine.
I, the guy in the truck, will not kill Doc.
Wait a second.
Oh, sorry. And it looks like they left in a hurry.
Morgan Freeman would like to weigh in here. We will not kill Flash at all. And they do frame.
Andy Dufresne will not kill Flash. All right, thanks, Andy.
All right.
Hi, Defeaty.
Okay, good. I'm glad we've got it clearly established that no killing will happen in this last round.
Okay,
Just straight
good.
up ghost hunting.
Listen.
All right.
If you purposefully do something to cause me harm, there's
Yes.
gonna be a lot of people who are gonna send you very angry letters.
Who's gonna send me an angry letter?
All of them.
All of them.
Every one of them. Your chat's gonna
Hey.
do it. Mine's gonna do it. Everybody. See?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
But
unless
you're
listen, I wouldn't
disregarding the
don't-
fact that there
don't.
may be one or two people that'll
don't.
send me a letter of support.
Just
Maybe
don't.
one or two people
don't.
that are like,
Stop it.
no, I wouldn't. No.
Stop.
No.
Don't.
Let's no.
Stop. Don't.
I would. No,
Stop.
I'm not going
Don't.
to. That would be wrong. I'm
Steph.
not doing anything. I'm not. It's fine.
Okay.
Listen. I have no plans whatsoever of killing you. None whatsoever. Look in my eyes, okay? No plans of
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Where do you wanna
Can
go?
you guarantee the same?
Sure. I promise that I would never get ever in my life.
Wow. Yours is a sound canceling.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's soundproof
All right.
openings. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Do we end on a rando? Do we call it a rando ending?
You know, I like that. We're gonna do an actual normal investigation, okay?
Actual no killing
murders.
whatsoever.
That's right.
No murders.
Oh, pleasies. Okay. Normal hunt.
We've arrived.
Oh,
Check the
snowing
equipment.
again.
Get set up before investigating.
What's
It's
up, Karina?
snowing
Looks like
again.
this is going to be a tough one.
It's snowing again.
In a hurry.
What?
I don't know the words.
I'm all right with it.
Case 1032, Peter Barak. On a member of your team witnessed a ghost event, capture 2 unique paranormal sounds with a sound recorder, and capture a video of the ghost.
Peter.
And don't kill FlashForce.
And don't kill Flash. That's right.
All right.
I don't trust him. I have a feeling I might not make it out of this one, friends. We're going to try, though. All right, let's look for power first. Which one's the one that strengthens? Well, by strengthens,
Smudge from the van. That's trust.
you know, that's my sign of trust.
I appreciate your trust. I trust you.
I appreciate your trust as well, sir. Dang it. The Hantu is faster in colder rooms. That's what that means. Oh, please, there's a wonderful map. What's he doing? I also think he's up to tomfoolery. Power's on, sir.
What? Power's on?
Power.
All right.
I gotta check and make sure they're real. Some doc foolery. It does feel that way, doesn't it? We'll see. Volatile, thank you for the 17 months. Just got done watching the tag team vid and saw you were on. Welcome over, friend. I ain't heard nothing, sir.
All right. Whoa, I just saw my breath here.
Yeah, it's snowing outside.
Oh, that's right.
I just kicked the power
snow.
on. We just have to wait for it to warm up a little bit. Unless it is there.
Roger that.
No, it's cold everywhere. Oops.
It's so cold. So cold. Don't make the ghost sound, please.
You know, it is a little bit colder in the hallway, sir.
I knew it!
I don't know, though.
Oh, wait, what is that? Look at that!
What are you looking at?
I can see the van from here with the camera.
That silly goose. How do I get better at playing solo with level 1 items and finding the room that has the ghost? How do you, what do you mean specifically with level 1 compared to level 2? Like, what's different for you between level 1 and level 2 to specifically ask about that? And finding the room that has the ghost, that's really just a matter of getting the power on, making sure that the power stays on so that all the rooms get warm, and then you find the cold one where the ghost is. All right. I'm not 100% that it's here. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Huh. I don't know. I don't know. Nessa, thank you for the 11 months. Because you only have level 1. Oh. Well, I mean, really, so how to get better with level 1 items? That might not be the question that you're looking for. Because I don't think it's a matter of how to get better with tier 1 items. I think it's just a matter of how to just get better at the game. And honestly, it's just repetition. The more you play, the more you try out the equipment, the better you're going to get. Do I know voice recognition bug on console? No idea. I don't know. I don't play on console.
I think it might be in the upstairs hallway there.
Roger that. I'm going to grab the one motion sensor we have and come a looking.
Why are you saying like that? Like you're making it...
No, I'm just pointing out that there's only one in the truck, so I'm bringing it.
Well, you could have just said the motion sensor. Like it would have achieved the same meaning.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Hey, I've got the motion sensor, the one that's in the truck, the only one that was there. I got it.
Okay.
Oh my God. RP Gentleman. That is a name that I have not seen in a long time. What is up, dude? Oh man, thank you for the Prime. Baslin, thank you for the 24 months.
Here, I got the other motion sensor. I've got like boxes of these. I've
Oh,
got, like,
dang,
tons
let's
of
go.
them.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where's the one? Where did the one go that I put up there?
Oh, the ghost probably took it.
Oh, okay, hold on. Wait, I'll get another one. Hold on, I'll get another one.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I found one. Found one.
Nice. Where was that one?
It was down there on the floor.
Oh. Yeah, I brought it. I had like a whole, like I had a crate of them in the van, and I put one on the floor downstairs.
Gotcha. Understood. Roger that.
Yeah, just so we could
Noted. Duly.
Yeah.
If it is here, this sucks because the ghost is not doing anything. Are we sure it's not in the attic?
There's only one way to find out, FlashForce.
Rance, hello. How are you? I'm gonna get more stuff. I don't know. I have a feeling. Is it worth the prestiging? It depends on you. Do you think it's worth it?
Yeah, because I'm not seeing my breath when I'm down there in the hallway, so...
Roger that, sir. Why is there no smudges? Remember when we said Doc was...
Ghost hunting equipment, of which I have none right now. I have a flashlight.
Oh, wait. Do we think it's in the attic? He was going over here, wasn't he? Is he going over here somewhere, or is he on the porch? Where did he hide
Maybe we
them?
should get some of our motion sensors and bring them up here. Some of our many, many motion sensors.
Oh, how many would you like me to bring up there?
We just need one up there, I think, for now. Just one. Ghost is not in the air.
Well, then where the French is it?
I don't know. Maybe it's with the smudges.
Well, where would they be?
Oh, hey.
Hey.
All right, I can't find the ghost. I'm just gonna go check.
What are you checking for?
I'm gonna go around and check the shed. It might be in the shed. There's this new glitch that happens where the ghost only appears in the shed, so I'm gonna go check it.
Okay.
Oh,
Motherfucker. Somebody came over there and told you where they were, didn't they?
listen, I'm not a
Little
rat.
rats.
FlashForce.
Well, apparently we both have one. Oh wait, Josie.
Rats everywhere. This is rats. See?
Hey, I think we found the ghost. Why has
Yeah,
it
we
done
did it.
nothing?
With some ace ghost hunting, we found it.
Easily find the rat. Oh yeah, that's just a scroll back through chat. How dare you?
I'm gonna leave those right there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Be responsible. I'm gonna go get some ghost hunting equipment
Okay.
and bring it down here.
Okay.
I'm leaving those smudges right there.
Okay.
Don't do it.
It's saving Josie. How's sanity? Probably awful. He actually, I don't think he did because he immediately went over to them. He didn't go to where they were. He went directly to those over there. Oh yeah, I don't think he found them on his own. No shot. There's no way. Because he didn't even go look where he originally hid them. But I remember seeing him come out here messing with crap.
It appears to be in the bathroom in the back. The back bathroom.
The back pate?
Oh, hey.
Ah, classic ghosty.
Yeah, real exercise would be to put both your smudges.
Right here
You
on
know,
the carpet.
I
That'd be
like that.
real
I like
trust
that
exercise.
idea. I do like that idea. But seeing as how they were originally hid from me, you know, my trust level went down just a little bit.
Oh no, that's understandable. And then there's the fact that when they were discovered by somebody, they weren't just placed back in the van nor brought into the house, but it appears they were re-hidden.
They were re-hidden. That's crazy how that worked.
Yeah, that's weird how that happens.
It's weird.
In a world. In a weird world.
Nice try.
Oh man, I was gonna you suck. Oh my god, why are you like this?
Well, there's no point in carrying it down there.
Because I was literally reaching for every piece of equipment after you grabbed it and chucked it over the side. It's like, oh, you want this?
Are drops
No.
still a
you want
thing?
this?
There's no drops right now. Yeah, there's nowhere that says there's any drops. Yeah, drops is still a technically
I
a
don't know
thing
that-
that they do,
Push to talk.
but they're not happening. You can push and talk all you want. Are you sure it's in that potty?
I did just see my breath out here, actually.
Oh, okay. I'm keeping that smudge.
And there's a ghost alert!
Sorry, was that Ghost Arb?
Ghost Arby's!
Ghost Arby's? Wait, Curly?
Giant roast beef!
Get the other stuff. Probably come out around Halloween. Drops? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't know if
the
there's...
phone is also in that bathroom.
Ooh, rotten.
case you were-
I don't know. Run, Doc, run. I smudged it for him. Oh, he's naked! Dude, this is the longest hunt ever. Is this a die-in? Ay, caramba.
Thank you for saving my life.
You're welcome, sir.
It's almost like I don't want to try to kill you now. I mean, not
Oh,
that
it
I
can't
had
be a
any
die-in.
intention of.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Also,
No, it can't be a die-in.
no, also,
Yeah.
did we know what the cursed object was?
No. Did you
What the-
use it?
No, that hunt felt very long.
I did not touch it. I promise you that.
So
That's not
originally
something I
I was
do.
thinking that it might be originally I was thinking it might be a die-in, but it can't be a die-in because the ghost is Peter Brock. So
It
the
would've
fact
sped
that
up
it was
and murdered me.
charging when it knew where we were might be a Cormos.
A Cormos, you say?
Might be. Might be. I think I'm gonna test the waters. I'm just gonna sit here. Yeah, I forgot. I totally blanked. I was like, oh, that's right. It felt like it was a die-in, like the way that it was hunting, but it literally
All
can't
of
be.
our
Right.
salt, it appears, remains undisturbed.
Really?
I think so. Did you put down 3? Did you put down 3 salts?
I did. Is this a Galu? Possible Galu?
Hunting.
No,
hunting.
it can't.
I think it's hunting.
Oh,
I think it's hunting.
did you say we had orbs?
think. Don't. Did we?
He did, right?
Did you see what I just did? See what I just did?
Well, see you on the other side.
I am breaking the curse.
No, he's not. He's going to die. Want to go to your flashlight? The flashlight's not in my hand. No, if I sit here and don't make any noise and this is a Cormos, it will ignore me entirely because I'm not making any sound. So we're testing the waters. We think it might be one. Yeah, you heard the speed change. The speed change was happening after the smudge when I moved because it knew where I was. Don't burst the lights, don't burst the lights. Oh, you're such a bag of shit.
All right, it has since walked in salt, both salt.
He broke my lights.
I feel like it may have moved? Question mark?
What makes you think that?
I'm not seeing my breath anymore, and it's 9.6 degrees back here. Oh, 7.3 degrees, 8.6.
It might be making its way back over there. It did just eat the crucifix next to me.
Ah. Making my way back to the room so I can manifest.
Do I just trust it? Do I just try and sit in this corner and see if the ghost just walks by?
I wonder,
Will you die?
or will I live?
Will it get you with a shiv?
You know I would walk 1,000 miles if I could just heal you
Tonight. Do you trust? I say we go for it, man. I don't know. Unless, okay, there's possible death here. Okay, I didn't mean him. I meant me. When possibly I might die. If we'll see. Bro, tell me that didn't feel like it was looking at me. It's not. It's just the way that it was hunting. It looked like it was staring at me as it was walking by, like this motherfucker. It looks through your soul. That was weird. I was at the ready, though. I had the smudge at the ready. Yeah, it's a Cormos. I mean, he's just not interested. Oh, that's what it is. Nah. He saw me and said, yeah, no thanks. I got the one I needed. I'm full. Dude, I am telling you, he is looking at me. Like, that did not look like he was just looking to the right. That looked like he was looking at me. Or left, you know what I mean? Doc, this was creepy AF. Dude, I swear that ghost was staring at me. By the way, it's definitely a Cormos. It ignored me. It's 100% a Cormos. Yeah, that thing was like looking at me as it walked by me. And the ironic part is it's a Cormos that is basically blind, and it's also BJM, which is hilarious because he has like no eyes. So that's weird. Yeah, it's a Cormos. It ignored me. If you don't make any noise. If you don't make any noise, ignore. That is kind of funny though. Perfect ghost model for a Cormos. All right, let's hit the bricks. Tonight. Ding, 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 ding. What is BJM? Beef jerky, man.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
I did a trust exercise.
Yeah? Did I pass?
No, I did a trust exercise. I just sat in the corner and see if it ignored me, and it did. You touched the piano again.
Yeah. Did you see the move that I tried to pull off?
I did not. It was really funny because in the midst of the hunt, I said out loud, okay, so there might be death here. And then you just hear, oh, as you're getting choked out.
So it came out after me, right? And I had a smudge in hand.
Yeah.
And I was running toward the double glass doors that are near the tea room.
The tea
And
room.
he was behind me. And so this is what I'm gonna do. I lit the smudge and I was gonna try to force him out the doors. So he would run out the doors and then shut the door behind him. And then I didn't wait long enough apparently, so I just kind of shut the doors and trapped myself in the room with the ghost. And
gotcha.
Yeah,
And because
I
it's
got it.
Cormos, it would have been able to hear you with everything you were doing. It would know where you are.
yeah. But you know what? Something more important happened today, Flash. Oh,
Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
that's okay. Let me restart my moment
Sure.
here.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Something more important happened here today, FlashForce, and that is we regained trust.
We did.
Regained trust.
Did.
Let this be a lesson to everyone out there in chat, okay? When it seems like you've got irrecoverable beef with somebody, they murder you 7 times in a row. The relationship can
They were
be
not all
redeemed.
me. The ghosties took it upon themselves on a few of those. I didn't cause all of them. Just a few of them.
Yeah, you sound like one of the kids blaming it on the sibling right now. As we were saying, listen, folks, give all those relationships a chance. Find forgiveness in your heart.
I'm gonna sidestep him. I'm gonna sidestep him.
FlashForce,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you,
Yeah, go ahead.
I forgive you.
Nice try. Yes! He tried. I felt it. I felt it in my bones. I sidestepped it.
Oh,
Nice try.
He's too good.
Just when you think you understand it, you get booked.
Get that out of my face. Trust is dead.
Yeah,
Trust is
man.
dead. Remember all that stuff from before, okay?
Never
Call
mind.
up everybody
Throw it away.
and tell them they all suck. Every single one of them. Well, Flash, it has been an honor and a pleasure as always.
It was a good time, sir. Had a blast. You know what? It was
won.
something different. I appreciate you wanted to try something new. It was funny, and I liked it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some money back someday.
Well, once I get my levels back up a little bit here, then I can start hosting again.
Thanks. That's true friendship right there.
There you go.
We go.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Well, thank you, Mr.
All
Doc.
right,
Thank you for the game,
Flash,
sir.
You are the best. You are wonderful. You
I'll
are
be going for a little
fantastic,
bit.
folks. Okay.
Yeah,
You're gonna be
yeah.
running. You're gonna be running. I gotta
You're
go
good.
see.
Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta
gonna
go
go
see
for a little bit.
somebody. Yeah. All right, Flash. Good luck in your ghost hunts.
Thank you, sir.
May there forever be trust. I appreciate you greatly. And always remember that if you're wondering about friendship and whether or not it can. Oh, wait. By the way, real quick, everyone who's here, if you don't already follow FlashForce, do it. Okay? And the reason why he has the, like, you want to follow him because he has the most impressive.
Let your mind fill in the blanks of what he was gonna say. I don't know what he was gonna say. Yeah. Whatever he said. Yeah. I have that. Guys, make sure you're following Mr. Doc if you are not. Again, if you're not, we know what happened. That just means you're not here very often or you're brand new. But welcome in. He's not wrong. I don't know. Listen, he chose this life, okay? He chose this life. All right. While we're here, we'll do the thing. We might as well do it before we kick into another round or two. We'll see how long I go. I think it all depends on the fam. All depends on the fam and what they're doing. How are ads doing? Not for another 10 minutes. We're doing swell. All right, let's spin it. Oh man, a lot of good moments to be had from that, that's for sure. being boozled. Oh no. Oh my Lanta. All right. All right. Where are they at? Ugh. Yay, beans. Said nobody. All right. I also need to change my title because we're not with Doc anymore. All right. Shouldn't complain. Oh, that's true. It could be worse. Yeah, it could be way worse. That's a very solid point. Better than soda. Yeah, maybe it's like a break. It's like a little break. All right, I got a handful. Oh, I got 3 blues. Let's go. Okay. I got, let's see. Hold, please. What the hell are you? Oh, one of them is either pomegranate or old bandage. I've got the berry blue or toothpaste ones. Oh, tutti frutti or stinky socks. Oh, great. That's awesome. And then cappuccino or liver and onions. Yippee skippy. Hooray, even. Phil, thank you for the 5 months. Welcome back. Edith, welcome in. How are you? I do have a drink somewhere. Oh, that's liver and onions. No, that sure is. What we do here, stream, play games. What do you do? Like liver and onions, like toothpaste. Do you know if the tie-dye hoodies will come back? I can only assume they'll come back in stock eventually. They must be running on a shortage. Yeah. So yummy. Ugh. Okay. Watch your stream? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let me fix this. All right. Well, there is another chance at a soda, but it's not going to happen for a while. When do you play with Doc? I just did. All right, let's go do... Oh, man, do I want to do this? Maybe. Let me upgrade. Oh, I don't have a lot of money, though. What I should do? Okay, you know what? Before we do this... No. Let's get a few bucks first, just to be safe. Just to be safe. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do some no sanity, no evidence to get a few bucks. And that'll be good. When you stream, it's like 2 a.m. No, it is currently almost 4 p.m. All right, let's go. What's up, Vicky? How are you?
We've arrived. Check
You're in Germany. Well, I'm not. I'm glad that we found these foundations with each other. Doing good? Heck yeah. All right, Cora. Escape the ghost, incense, and witness a ghost event. Let me do this, though. Change that there. Change this here. This little title updating thing is freaking lovely because it makes it so fast. Nutty made that. That's so good. No. This isn't Nightmare. No, this is the 10-12 multiplier. Event, incense. Yeah, if you do exclamation point 10x, it should give you all the information. Smudge. Give me this. I'm just going to grab double smudge for now, just to be safe. I say just to be safe and hopefully not die. All right, game on. play with me? Well, if we reach the monthly goal, we'll add a Phasmo viewer day for next month. I brought you a treat. Archmage, what the hell? Is this a Cormos? I think she reacted because she heard me. I think that's a Cormos. Yeah, that's a, yeah, someone made a, I guess, a poopy water emote, which is great. Lovely. Loverly. I think that she sped up at me because she heard where I was. So, if so, there should be some fast money.
Welcome back. I've got
Yep.
some jobs ready for you.
2,600 bucks in 1 minute and 11 seconds. I dig it. All right. Let's go do the same thing at Edgefield. You have a good day too, Vicky. Thank you.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before
Let's
starting the
see.
investigation. We've had no reports of violence, but keep an eye out.
Kicking the connection over there. What? Hold on. Hold on. Dang it. Gotta log back in. Hold on. Sorry, one of my permissions expired. I have to re-enable it. Allow. There we go. Linked. Log back in. Sweet. All right, that's fixed. All right, let's go. Charles Elliott, crucifix, incense, and a parabolic microphone. Parabolic's a little bit harder just because I don't have the parabolic that can hear through floors. So you've got to literally be on the floor with the ghosty to hear it. But let's go. Is that above me? Thank you, Juju. That might have been above me. When is the update when you can select the ghost? Not sure. I'm trying not to be directly under the ghost when it starts hunting, if it's above me. Onto? Never mind. What the hell? Was that a Thay? Or was it like a messed up Revy that somehow knew where I was? Give me both of these. Yeah, I don't know why it came directly to me. That was a little weird. I'm not really sure. Let's go this way. Let's go over here. I'll snooze the ads. Wasn't a Cormos? That sounded really fast, though. Maybe? Boner. What's happening to Phaz? Was off for a while. I heard people stop streaming it because apparently it was too bugged. Give any insights? Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that are getting really frustrated because Phaz released the player character update that really screwed up a lot of stuff. So many have stopped because they're just waiting for it to get fixed. Yeah. I like that the captions called it a really weird really weird Benesto Bradley. And listen, it's trying what it can to understand whatever the hell I'm saying, okay? Let the captions be. They're trying their best. Thought it was a Cormos, but I wasn't sure if you moved or not. That thing's got wheels, dude. That almost sounds too fast. That almost sounds too fast for a thing. Freaking weird. Is it a big goal for something specific? No, that's just the goal for the day for that one. The sub goal I do, this one I do for, like, I will do the wheel spins and the giveaways and the stuff with that. I do that for that one. Give me a second. I need to hear a Thay again, just because that sounded really fast. Really fast. All right, turn off the blood moon. Speed at 100. Let me hear a Thay. Dude, it almost sounds faster than that. Even a no sanity Moroi is slower than that. A Revy, though, is that fast. Do I have like a bugged out Revy? Is that what's happening? I don't know. I'm gonna, oh God, did it break the power? I could try it again. Bitch. Oh, it's in the basement. Okay. Dude. That's really fast. Like, I'm just saying, the Revy? Maybe, you know, okay. We're going to go Thay and see what happens. Maybe for some reason, just on that floor for right now, it just sounds really, really fast. And I don't know why. It's either a Thay or it's just a bugged out ghost. That's basically it. So we'll find out in a second. Okay. It sounded so fast. It sounded way faster than a Thay. I don't know why. Hey, look at all that stuff. Hi, Karumba. All right. I have ads coming. We do 3 minutes of ads every hour. If you're new here, I try my best. If you're not subbed and you don't have Turbo, Twitch Turbo, I do my best to try to pause the ads in the middle of menu screens so you don't miss anything. So I'm going to do that now. It's just a good time to stretch if you need to. Go get a drink, whatever you need to make happen. 3 minutes. How does the program name to hear the steps and heartbeats? What? How long you on for today? Probably not too much longer. Devil? Probably not. It's 4:10. Really kind of basing on whenever the fam has done their stuff so I can hang out with them. What is the program? Oh, go to phasmocheatsheet.com. Yeah, that's where you can find it. Yeah. If that's what you mean. I catch a bit of it. Just left the hospital. My dad is finally stable. Oh, devil, that's awesome news, dude. Awesome news. What's up, Red Bolt? How are you? Yeah, we'll do a couple more of these, and then I'll either call it for that, or I'll do a normal investigation. It just depends on how much time we have. I don't know. I doesn't know. Oh, Sunday's been good. Tis been good. Red Bull, how are you? Cass, thank you for the 11 months. It's like I've known you for a while. It's like I've known you for a while or something. Weirdness. Weirdness. What if there's new evidence in the journal on the next update? That wouldn't make any sense. What are they going to do with new evidence? Then they're going to have to move it for every single other ghost. You know what I mean? Right now, they could add another ghost with all the evidence types that they have. If they add another evidence type, then they would have to change it around for all of the ghosts. Which seems like a waste of time. I watched one of your shorts. How'd you match the death sound so well? Trick your friend over the radio. Listen, it's all for the memes. Current evidence has at least 6 more ghost combinations. Yeah, adding another would just make it where they have to make use of that evidence type by changing over half of the ghost to have it. That seems like a really big waste of time. Have they made a ghost for each distinct combination of evidence? No, there's still 6. There's still 6 ghosts that they could add to this game with all the evidence that they have right now. My favorite of the reels is still managing to get a ghost photo of the Goryo dots. That's a stupid thing to be able to get, but it's cool that you're able to get it. All right. We back. Let's go to Ridgeview. Charlie Huntley. Oh, Charles Huntley. Sorry. Motion sensor, parabolic, and incense. We can do the motion sensor easy peasy. Easy peasy. As long as Ghosty doesn't spawn on top of us. Curious about the supposed ghost that they're adding soon. Me too. Especially when they have added like the Cormos. Adding the Cormos made me so happy because it's basically the ghost that I've been asking for. And then they add the Aswang, but there's literally one little spot left. One little spot left to make this look nice and clean. One little spot. Boner Jam. Ghost is above me. Cormos is a wonderful addition. Yeah. Bitch. Well, I've got the time. I'm gonna go get the other smudgies. Might as well. Hey, what's up, Elf? How are you? Yeah, why not? The motion sensor's bugged. The ghost is not there. I've been describing the Cormos as if a yokai and a dio had a baby. How do you feel about that? I think that's fair. You gonna start hunting? Uh-oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I knew the breaker was here because I heard it pop. I knew it would pop. The true sweat, bro. I've got a full-time job. I've got a wife, 3 kids, a house, a dog. I play this game a few times a week. That just sounds like a you problem. kind of sounds like get good, but I don't know. Maybe I'm drunk. Wonder if they'll add, I don't know what kind of ghost they're going to add. Well, oh my God, you son of a bitch. I was so focused. Did it burp? I don't think that was a burp. Can we guess the name of the new? I mean, you're welcome to guess whatever the hell you want. We've had 0 clues as to what it's going to be. So I have no idea. There's one firelight blowout. Normal speed. It is. I'm going to get line of sight here and we're going to smudge it. I have no idea what ghost I'd want it to be. Kormos is the one that I always ask about. So they added that ghost. I mean, I don't know if they heard me talking about it or if others requested the same kind of thing. Oh shit, I didn't do a smudge timer. Are you a raw chicken? Are you a raw chicken, bro? I don't know. Turn the page. Think of the 8 months. Volt'd be nice. I would agree. Nothing comfy or cozy about this game. Obviously, you've never played it then. Look, look. Countless warm hugs. Greetings. I see nothing but cozy. You just got to play it right. That's all. This might be a Pulte. Grandpa hug. Don't start hunting from here, please. Go start from over there. How the ghosties been? Not bad. We did have a blood moon. We did. And we had it at Camp Woodwind, which was awesome because that means it was outside. You get scared. Have you thought about not being scared? Repetition will help. Playing with others, playing with friends definitely helps. Least favorite ghost? Gorios and Ures are definitely up there. Shades as well. Shades suck. You got banned. Got banned from what? Why do I hate Shades? Because they're just very lame ghosts. They don't do a lot, but that's just by nature what they do. Inappropriate name. Self-inflicted wounds. Hear me out. Now, that did kind of seem like it was starting to throw a bunch. Did it seem like that ghost was... Did it seem like the ghost line of sight speed was faster than it should be? But that wouldn't make sense, though. That wouldn't make sense, though, because the ghost sounds like normal speed. It sounds like a normal speed ghost, though, outside of that. So that wouldn't make any sense. Stippy Stompy. Playing no evidence? For this one I am. Yeah. Yeah, if it's a normal speed ghost outside of being able to see me, then it's not going to be an Oswald. Obambo? No, Obambo's not a normal speed ghost. Interesting. If I gotta turn that light on, it's gonna hunt me. Let's listen to it without any line of sight. Female? No. No. I can go ahead and mark these off for you. That sounds normal speed to me. Yeah, it's no evidence. Mm-hmm. All right, Stinky. Normal speed. I'm telling you that there's something weird about it. The line of sight speed up just seems so fast. No, it can't be a wraith. It walked in salt. Yeah. Hey, what up, carrier? Didn't step in the second salt. Maybe I just didn't have it in the right place. Could have been a me problem. Has a kill power. It doesn't speed up with the. It doesn't speed up like a Jinn. It's not a Jinn. Put you there. Get the key for no reason, just to get it. What up, Queso? How are you, dude? Give. Excuse me. Would you F off? I tried to smudge and I couldn't smudge. How do candles help you ID the ghost when you're going for an Onryo? Hey, it's me. You know what? Let's do this just for shits and kicks. I'm a little curious what this is. Oh, that's just dirty. Oh, I would have had to have sat here. Also, it was doing a lot of stuff inside of the bathroom and inside of the kitchen. That was screwed from the get-go. Yeah. So when you're trying to identify a Goryo when you have no evidence, the only way you can identify it is by basically eliminating all the other ghosts and then verifying that the ghost has not left that room as its favorite room. That is the only way. It's the only way. I like Goryo, just not no evidence. No, they suck. All right, let's go back. We're doing it again. Why is it when you said, it's me, Jessica? James Belfield, witness a ghost event, sound recorder, and repel while chasing. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Let's go. See you, woos. Have a good one. What a turd. And it was also, it did seem like it was roaming a lot. Yeah, for a Goryo, that was a little weird. Maybe it ran out of matches. Maybe. 'Tis possible. What a fuck. Thank you. Just bought me time to go turn the breaker back on. A-hole. I said stop it! Are you an Oni? Leave me alone. Freaking bully. Oh, it's in the basement. What a butthole. I mean, at least the event on us gave us time to go down here safely to go turn the breaker back on. So that's nice. There we go. You want the old skins back? I don't think it's gonna ever happen, dude. Sorry. All right. I'm going to stay here for the sake of the timer. I have a smudge timer going, so might as well make use of it. This might be an Oni. You want pigtails and space bonds? See, now we're talking about the future. Now we're talking. All right, demon timer's up. Banana, thank you for the super chat. Any tips for no evidence, no sanity? I won the first one today, but I was struggling a little. Trying to get better. Honestly, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is to get really comfortable with like Nightmare, where you're able to eliminate ghosts by different things that they do. Okay, you're not an Oni. That's not an Oni. Yeah. Let's go get more stuff. 'Tis an Oni. Guessing a wraith with this one. I'm gonna get the salt. I'm gonna get firelight. I think it's in the garage, but we need to make sure we have a smudge on us. So we'll get this. We'll get this. We'll get. Actually, you know what? Give me this. Wow! It cut the power again. What a dick bag. Hi, Carumbo. I'm very well aware of what to do, Alex. I have played at least twice before, if not 3 times. I'm not sure, though. Let's do one of those. And let's do one of these, because you'll definitely chase me into here. It's another Goryo. I sure as hell hope not. If it is, then that's just mean. Just mean-spirited. Yellow smudge. Give me another crucifix. Give me the EMF. I don't even think I had any electronics out, so I mean, it could be a Raiju. Something as simple as that. All right, Ghosty. What you gonna do? Oh, it's touching things on another floor. That's cute. Probably not a demon. I say probably not. Not a phantom, not an Oni. He's too loud for a Myling, not a Revi. It's not speeding up with electronics. It's not a spirit. Not they. Not twins. Not Obambo. Let's go back over there. Shut up. Oh, did you call it? Get out of here. Is this just a little wraith? Oh my god. Yes, I'm very well aware. There's someone on YouTube that's like, if it does this, then it's this. If it does that, then it's that. I know. I know. I appreciate it. Thank you. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. Yeah. Crying French fry, how are you? I'm bringing the lights just for kicks. Yeah, somebody totally called Wraith, and I don't remember who it was. Which is dangerous, though, because then, if it teleports to me, it's going to set that off. Here, I can do this for you. We'll do this. Is it a known bug where it rains every round? It's not raining for all mine. It's not raining for all mine. Do you know when the ghost is hunting, it can kill you? What? Mind is blown. Very odd. I would try, honestly, I would restart your game. I would restart your game and try again. No, it's okay, Genos. It's definitely okay to be like, is it possibly this? Have we tried this? What about that? It's another thing when there's like people that are like, do this, do that, check for this, check for that. Hey, do you know if you check for this and do this? Like, dude, not to be rude, but no shit. Hey, it's not a wraith. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I didn't. Yeah, whoops. I made a whoopsie. Sorry. It's an Onryo. I shouldn't have been looking at chat. That's a big old stoopies. It's a mare. Are we going back? It is true. All right, we go back. Sticky bear. I know. No, that's okay. I should have been paying attention. All right, photo camera, parabolic, and escape the ghost. All right, this guy, to this guy, to two of those, and go those. Distracted for the huggies. Whatever. This time it'll be fine. Maybe. There's no promises. Dude, I swear to God. Is DK sitting there with a button? The second I walk in again, it cuts juice. It's hunting though. I hear it. It's on another floor. And it's normal again, too. Well, it's not coming to me from sound. What an absolute jerk. What a jerk. It's a Gorio because the game hates no evidence, you know. There's a good chance you're right. Segura, how are you? Yeah. The game sees you're doing no evidence, like, oh, well, allow me. What the? Wait, did I not? Oh, it's right there. I was like, what's going on? Where's the breaker? I didn't go far enough. Forgot I wasn't followed over here, but I am on the YouTubes. Well, I appreciate you following, friend. Thank you. All right. Yo, you getting hunted? No. I broke into somebody's house and they're pissed off and they're crying at me about it. Yeah. Get out. I don't know who you are. Leave me alone. Just don't shut up. Oh, it's an Oni. What? And you killed the breaker again. Bro, I swear to God. What did I just hear? Okay. Give me this. Give me this. Watch me mimic. Dead ass? Yeah, skibbity. That speed has me questioning literally everything. We've got to watch it again. Shut up. You had your lips. Could a mimic technically hunt with the Oni requirements? Yes, but when it's hunting as an Oni, it acts like an Oni for the entire hunt. It doesn't change what ghost it is in the middle of a hunt. That was weird. What might have happened, and this is my guess. My guess is with the tier 1 smudge, it basically made the ghost sound normal speed during the cleanse. And then as soon as the cleanse wore off, it went back to the line of sight speed that it had. And for us, it just sounded really, really fast. So we'll watch it again. And unfortunately, it's a child. I thought if you smudge it, it changed. No. No, mimic doesn't change based on smudge. It does it based on time and if it's hunting or not. Yeah, that's an Oni. Maybe a speed up here. Although, when I looped it around the table earlier, so I mean, that might be why it had a faster line of sight speed, to be honest. That might have been why. For it to still be an Oni, I don't think it's a mimic. Hopefully we're not being screwed. But we'll go to the truck. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not worried about the other stuff. Okay. Let's just see. Yeah, with a mimic, every 1 to 2 minutes, the mimic can choose whether, like, every 1 to 2 minutes, the ghost will change into another ghost if it's a mimic.
Welcome back. I've prepared some
There we
jobs
go.
for you.
Oni. Yeah. We thought so. I really do think it's because the tier 1 smudge stopped it from being fast for just a few seconds there, and then it sounded like it randomly sped up. I think that's what was going on. Yeah. All right, I've got 11K, which is fine. That's fine. Let me check calendar real fast. Hold, please. Hold, please. Okay. That is probably going to be the last one for the day because we have kiddos that have stuff happening today. So let us hit the bricks. What is the song? Do exclamation point song. Thank you, Canra. Thank you. It's that one. He's that one. All right, let me end it on the Keeks and the Tubes. We'll go find someone to raid. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, thank you. All right, let me go find someone to raid, aka I know where we're going, but I still will say it anyway. Imagine ending already. I know. Imagine ending 42 minutes after you normally end. Crazy. Imagine showing up when the stream is almost over. Imagine. Imagine. Wow. Weird song. Crazy. Weird. Yeah. Call me out. Call me out for streaming longer than I normally do. Wow. Wow. I was here the whole stream. Oh, yeah. I saw you talking the whole time. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Tomorrow, it just depends. I got to figure out what I'm going to do because we have the weekly to do, but there's a good chance we also have some funnel runners to do as well. So we're going to try to figure that out. I'm doing it. I'm going to be doing it within the next couple of days. I just have to figure out when I'm doing it, when people are available, all that good stuff. Know what you're talking about? Whatever. Nader chasing? No, not exactly. No. Oh, Ashley, you're good. It's Song. We have to tease him. We have no choice. No, there's a game called Funnel Runners that is another sort of, it's another like tornado game, but I believe the goal is to get your truck built up so that way you can escape. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen tonight. I don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow. Drogs, thank you for the prime. Thank you so much, dude. I don't know. Have fun with the fam. I will. I will. Still never answer my DM. Song, I never answer any DMs. What do you expect from me? That's the life I live, man. Okay. May have to just get that too. Have my storm chasing fix online. Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun. So we're going to try to get the group together and do that here at some point. It doesn't come out publicly until the 16th. So we're going to try to do it early. No, thank you guys. I appreciate you. All right. Let's go raid. Friends, if you're a follower, that's yours. If you're a sub, that's yours. Creepy tier 3s, that is yours. Thank you so much, man in the wide brim hat for the biddies. Thank you so much, friend. Did the YouTube stream die? No. I was ending. So yeah. No, I told YouTube, I said that we were ending because whenever I'm going to go raid, we end the YouTube stream. Yeah. All right. We are going to go say hi to Mr. Cheebs. We have another celebratory stream happening. Mr. Cheebs is celebrating his birthday / partnerversary. Mine is weird. Mine is at a strange time because it's, not really. It's right around Christmas. And it's like, I try to decide if I should do it early or not. I probably will do the partnerversary a little earlier. Probably. Because I think that's what I did last year. I don't remember now. I have to go back and see what date it was. However, Mr. Cheebs is celebrating. He's doing 12 hours. He has been live for almost 5. So he's got a long road to go. So we're going to get over there and say hi. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the biddies. Thank you guys so much for the subs and the raids and the follows. I appreciate you guys so much all the time. If you're not in the Discord link is in chat. The rest of the socials, Patreon, you name it. We have all the things, but you guys are awesome. I will see you either later tonight or I will see you tomorrow for more fun. Peace.